You can be humane and disciplined at the same time. Government has an absolute right to limit entry into this country and to know exactly who's here. Thus, migrant registration is a must. If an undocumented person refuses to register with the government, gone. Some migrants should, however, get a break, like the Dreamers, children who were taken here by their parents. They had no choice. They should have a pathway to citizenship. Back in a moment. All Family Pharmacy offering a buy one, get one free sale from July 4th through the 13th. Don't miss this BOGO deal on essential medications like ivermectin and more. So if you have been meaning to stock up, now is the time to do it before the sale ends. Order online, go to allfamilypharmacy.com/bill, allfamilypharmacy.com/bill. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Kenny, how are you?
Good morning, Vic.
Why are you laughing at me already? We're 1 second.
You were a little bit like hesitant. Is it Friday? Good morning? Is it good morning?
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is.
All right, good.
It's a great morning.
All right. We're going to talk to David Stokes coming up about the St. Louis Development Corporation and their severance deal. Unbelievable amount of money people are getting to leave the company.
Yeah.
And Darden Prairie, they don't want any more houses. No more houses, especially more than one family houses, multifamily houses. They don't want that anymore. So, listen, yesterday, I went in to say hi to Larry Connors, and he said to me, if there's any show of Larry Connors USA you hear, tonight's the night.
Yeah.
Because he had stuff about Epstein, and he mentioned Dan Bongino, and I didn't listen purposely because I want to hear it first from him this morning at 9:25. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be something big and something good, right? Got to be. Susie Moore coming up at 10:05. What are you watching? Is happening at 10:25. We got a new addition to that feature. Kathy Kaiser, the movie critic. You call them critics?
Sure.
Film.
Sure, why not?
reviewers.
As long as she's critical sometimes.
Oh, I'm sure she is. She
Yeah.
can't love everything.
You can't be a sycophant for the movies.
Right. So she's going to join us for What Are You Watching? Miller time, all kinds of good stuff. Ken, who's doing the Pledge of Allegiance for us this morning?
Salvatore Giorgiani.
Oh, love that. Go ahead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You said that pretty good too, Ken.
Yeah.
Say it again.
What?
Say it again.
Salvatore Giorgiani.
Love it. Love it. All right, let's get.
I can't find the thing. Oh, here. Okay, we got it now.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we start off the show with the heavyweight champion of municipal policy, David Stokes. Good morning, champ. How are you?
I'm doing great, Vic. Good morning to you.
I saw these severance numbers from the St. Louis Development Corporation. I'm like, what in the hell? Why are they so big and high?
Well, it's get right to the point. Right, it's way too high. It's about approximately $170,000 severance package for the head of the St. Louis Development Corporation, and it's way too generous. Remember, taxpayers foot the bill for that organization. Not necessarily every penny of it. It gets some private money as well, but taxpayers fund a lot of it. And it's just crazy that when the new mayoral administration takes over in the city, and they understandably change the head of that agency, as they change many heads of many different departments anytime a new administration takes over, nothing unusual about that this particular gentleman would get $170,000 severance package. It's crazy and wrong to do with tax dollars. Again, for an agency that's significantly funded with tax dollars.
So I got to ask: was this this leaving with cause or without cause?
Well, I think you would say without cause. I mean, there's a new administration. Like, they're going to replace the heads of major departments and agencies in city government, including SLDC, which is one of the famous, quasi-governmental agencies. It's not an official city, it's semi-independent, for however you want to describe it. But it does report to City Hall in many ways. So I think he was let go without cause. I mean, the new mayor hires new people to run new departments all the time. Any new administration does, whether it be a mayor or governor or president.
So,
but obviously, he also, that department in the last year or two the SLDC had done just a very poor job managing things like the Northside Grants program, where they were just handing out money with no oversight to businesses that we saw. The Post-Dispatch did a good job of reporting it. We talked about it on this show many times. Businesses people who heard about this new grant program were creating businesses specifically to get the grant money. I mean, there were nonprofits and other things that barely existed applying for the grant money and getting it. So it was a terribly run program. Thankfully, it was a lot of the worst aspects of it were found out and paused, but that was due to the media and activists, not the SLDC doing a good job. So there were certainly problems during his run of that agency.
So I have two questions. First being, how many years of service did he put in to get that enormous $141,000 severance package?
I don't know precisely, but I believe he headed Mr. Neil Richardson's name. I believe he headed SLDC for the 4 years that Tashara Jones was mayor. So he might have been with the agency longer than that before he took it over, but I think he headed it for right at like 4 years.
Did you say 4 or 40?
4, Ken. 4 years, $141,000 severance package.
My goodness.
I was at the river for 14 years.
Right.
The security guard will walk out.
Me too.
So this can't be the only.
They gave you a deli lunch at least when you left, right?
No, didn't even get that. I had to buy my own lunch that day. That's how bad it was. But so the new administration comes in. How many other cases like this are we going to see?
Well, I don't think many, because and that's what I did a story on this, or I was interviewed for a story on this on Channel 4 the other night that people can see online. No, I mean, the other agencies, they're able to do it in this case because the organization is, again, semi-independent and publicly funded, but also somewhat privately funded. So other agencies like the new city councilor and things that are 100% bureaucracy, 100% government funded, you're not really able to do this. So I don't think we're going to see many more examples of this, thankfully. But it doesn't mean it's justified here. Just because these types of severance packages are common in the private sector, the SLDC is not fully the private sector, and they shouldn't be doing it here.
What do you know what Neil Richardson's annual salary was?
Not precisely, but it was generous. Like, it was to run that agency is certainly a six-figure salary.
Wow.
So I do believe that the combined severance is generous, but his original, because it's two parts. It's about one, just a 6 month or a severance package, of about $140,000, for which he agrees not to disparage the agency or sue the agency, and the city agrees not to sue him or disparage him. Pretty standard stuff. But it also includes like a $25,000 consulting deal over the next couple of months. So I guess he has to be available for phone calls if they need him, and hopefully for that $25,000 he'll do real work over the next 3 to 4 months. That remains to be seen whether will happen or not, but hopefully it will.
It's funny. Ken said 4 or 40, because the first time you said it, I thought you said 42, and I with 141,000 for only 4 years. My God, I want one of these jobs. Okay.
Yes. good job if you can get it.
Right. Good work if you can get it. Let's talk about the Darden Prairie housing moratorium. The city, is it the city or the residents? Who doesn't want new multifamily housing in that town?
Well, clearly based on the article in the Post, some of the residents don't want it. That's, they're quoted in the story, but it's the city's decision to place a moratorium, and not just some short-term thing. They were saying how Lake St. Louis had earlier done a 90-day moratorium in order to sort of adjust its infrastructure needs and consider changes and the like. I'm not a fan of that, but that's understandable. 90 days isn't very long. This is like a 1-year moratorium on no new apartment or duplex or multifamily developments in the city at all. This is a terrible idea. This is one of the many reasons St. Charles has grown so much over the past 30, 40 years is there's many reasons people have moved to St. Charles, but one of them is that it's affordable. It was a nice place to go and get a nice house that people could afford in good schools and all that good stuff. And it's policies like this that are going to make St. Charles not affordable for average people. And just an absolute moratorium saying no multifamily housing at all for a year. No. And certainly from reading the comments from the citizens quoted, they'd like it to be longer than a year. I don't think they could legally just make a ban on it forever, but this is a very bad idea. This is a perfect example of how government policy choices make housing more expensive, when in order to satisfy the desires of current homeowners, you sort of put the screws to future homeowners, or in this case residents, making it harder for future people to move into your community. And sometimes, unfortunately, that's what current residents want. But those same current residents in a couple of years from now are going to turn around and say, boy, oh boy, I wish my kids could move by me, but now it's so expensive. We have to do something about that. Well, you helped make it so expensive by encouraging limits on growth like this. So very, very bad policy choice here by Darden Prairie.
So what about single family homes?
Well, they haven't done it's my understanding they haven't done any type of moratorium on single family home projects in the area. I'm sure they're considering it. And look, I understand rapidly growing cities have sewer issues and road and sidewalk issues that they want to deal with. And it's obviously you need to deal with that. You can put the onus for that, at least in some respects, on developers themselves, so that when they build the new multifamily housing or the new single-family home residential development, that they provide the necessary sewers and sidewalks and local roads as part of that. That used to be how it was done. I don't know why Darden Prairie isn't focused on just saying, you want to build a new apartment building here? Great. You got to improve the sewers in the area so that we can hold the water and the sewage.
Right.
That's understandable. A full ban for a year is just crazy. And I just fear that it's under the guise of we've got to get a hold on our infrastructure. It's going to move towards we want much more strict zoning and much more draconian rules on things like this. And yes, some current homeowners may want that and benefit from it. But that's, again, if you see a lot of this out in St. Charles County and a lot of cities making choices like this, a couple of years from now, people are going to turn around and say, well, how did everything get so expensive out here? Well, that's why, because you've limited the ability for developers to provide new housing of all types, whether it be expensive homes or affordable duplexes or affordable apartments or affordable single-family homes. You need to let developers build all of those things. And here's an example of moving in the exactly wrong direction.
So just to play devil's advocate here, a multifamily home clearly means renters, right? People are renting.
Right, yeah. It can also mean condominium. So it's not always renters, of course. But yeah, multifamily means apartment buildings, condominium buildings.
Transient population was where I was going. And I think some people just don't like a transient atmosphere,
Well, that's they in the article in the Post. Yeah, that's what some people were saying. Basically, they don't want multifamily housing. They don't want renters out there. But again, these are people who probably bought their house out in Garden Prairie 10, 20 years ago when it was very affordable. And when you just place a moratorium and say no more options that are affordable, again, this is why housing is so expensive in so much of America and in parts of St. Louis, although we certainly have more affordable housing than most of the rest of the country. But when you make choices like this, the same people who say, don't, and I know you're not saying this, you're playing devil's advocate, which is great, but the same people, you have this all the time in local government. You know, I talk to politicians, I talk to community activists. What are people concerned about? Well, they're concerned in places out like St. Charles, they might be concerned about, they don't want new multifamily. We don't want many changes to our zoning code. We like our community as it is. And then in the next breath, they'll say, but man, it's gotten so expensive out here. What are you going to do about lowering the price of housing? Well, you lower the price of housing by allowing developers to build. You don't need regulations or rules or affordable housing mandates or all sorts of absurd or laws requiring Section 8 housing, which we just banned in the state of Missouri. We banned cities from requiring landlords to accept Section 8, which was a good bill. But you also don't need cities banning it entirely and saying no new apartments, no new condos, no new duplexes. That's the absolute wrong direction as well. And those are the policies that make housing expensive for everybody.
Ken, you got any questions about this?
I was just going to say that we have Joe Brazel on every month, and Joe, I think one of the things that he was concerned about and is very concerned about is the congestion of the community, and changing
traffic. You're talking about traffic,
all of it,
yeah.
And the size of the lots that they're wanting to put in, like for if they do build actual single family homes, the lots are way too small, and they're just going to get a lot of congestion, and they don't have the infrastructure for that right now. I'm not speaking for Joe Brazel. I'm just saying this is what I gathered from our conversations.
Right, and so great points, and it's great questions because yes, county government, city governments, they need to be providing that infrastructure as they grow, and major roads, major arterial roads. Like a developer can't build a new major arterial road. That's up to the county or the state. And sometimes there's a catch-up phase as people catch up to the growth. But developers can be required to provide some of that infrastructure, like sewers, like sidewalks, like the very local roads in their development. So you can make that a part of the deal, and that's perfectly understandable. But the second part is where you get to the high cost of housing. When people solve this problem by requiring really large lots, say, all right, well, you can build a new single-family residential development out here, but we're going to have a 1 acre minimum size.
Well, Dave, I'm sorry, Dave. We're running out of time, but I want to answer this. I want to ask this question real quick because I think this is important too. Maybe Garden Prairie just wants to leave it alone. Maybe they don't want it to be this burgeoning huge metropolis. They just want, yes, we want it to be what it is right now. I mean, is there something wrong with that? I don't know if there is or not, but I'm just asking.
Well, the thing is, if they do this, if they make this permanent, trust me, in Garden Prairie a couple of years from now, there's going to be a news story. We're going to be talking about this show that says people of Garden Prairie complain that housing is too expensive in Garden Prairie. And what do they want the government to do to lower the cost of housing? And I'll say, well, you made these choices that made this problem. So it's an example of, yes, I get some people just want it to keep it as it is. And that's fine in some respects. But you're going to cause other problems with these choices. And the same people who cause these problems are going to be the same people who demand the government fix a problem that this caused, which is the high cost of housing in the near future. So that's the dilemma the city's in.
I was a good devil's advocate, wasn't I?
That was great. You're a good devil's advocate.
You guys are excellent devil's advocates.
Yeah, we like doing that. All right, Director of Municipal Policy, the heavyweight champion in municipal policy, David Stokes.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Dave. You got it, man.
See you, Dave.
Hey, what an event we got coming. NewstalkSTL and the Hammond Center got together for Free Enterprise. The Hammond Center for Free Enterprise are bringing Steve Forbes to the Lindenwood University Scheidegger Center September the 18th with the help of the Young America's Foundation and the West Mid Rivers News Magazine. And that's happening September 18th, 7 o'clock. The tickets are free. You get to see Steve Forbes talk, and you can go to Newstalk STL and get your free tickets right there from Newstalk STL. All right, so I'll say it again. Yesterday, Larry Connors said to me, "Boy, if there's one show you listen to on Larry Connors USA, tonight's the night." And I didn't on purpose because I wanted to hear it first from Larry this morning, and he's next on 101.9 and 94.1 Newstalk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
We demand a lower work week, 32-hour work week.
Very well, we'll give them shorter hours. We'll start by cutting their lunch hour to 20 minutes.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL. 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Live and local.
Listen to what those local folks are telling you.
News Talk STL.
Hey, Jamie Allman here for the Great Window World. You know, just over the last 20 years of Window World being in St. Louis, they've improved the look and thermal efficiency of more than 76,000 customers in St. Louis. Plus, Window World windows come with a lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass breakage, and labor. And now Window World is now offering 36 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. Call them today at 314-993-1800, 314-993-1800.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 9 on News Talk STL 101.9. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Hey, Columbo here for Rockwood Charcoal. Rockwood is made from 100% pure Missouri oak and hickory, so you're cooking with the best and supporting local industry and a local business all at once. There's over 100 area Rockwood retailers. Find yours at rockwoodcharcoal.com.
Are the days of a personal doctor gone? Not at Body of Health Direct Primary Care. I'm Dr. Randy Tobler to share how our design is putting the care back into healthcare. Plain and simple, our members, not insurance companies, get our exclusive focus. That means same or next day appointments, responsive answers to your concerns, and a no-spin, big tool chest approach. It's about time you get serious time devoted to your medical needs. To learn about healthcare the way it ought to be, schedule a discovery call today at bodyofhealth.com. That's bodyofhealth.com.
News, analysis, opinion.
Isn't it wonderful that we're keeping criminals out of our country?
How the mayors in these sanctuary jurisdictions are dealing with it, that's interesting.
Safety is our primary concern.
101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Never rat on your friends and always keep your mouth shut.
On News Talk STL.
David Bowie, who played at Live Aid 40 years ago this week, Ken.
I think was it today?
No, it's Sunday.
Oh, is it Sunday?
13th,
Oh, okay.
yeah, 13th. And I think he went on right after Queen, unfortunately for him, because Queen was it.
Wow.
Queen was Live Aid. All right, let's get right into it. Mr. Connor's neighborhood, because I can't wait to hear what he's got to say about Dan Bongino and the Epstein list. Holy cow!
St. Louis, it's Mr. Connor's neighborhood.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning to you. And I've told you it's not Mr. It would be Commander.
Oh,
Connors.
I keep forgetting that.
Good morning, Commander Connor's neighborhood.
Good morning.
That sounds a lot more rugged.
Hey, listen, you know, there's a saying in the business, if you don't have the steak for a story, if you don't have the material, you sell the sizzle, you know, so you still get the idea you got. I've got the steak and the sizzle.
Wow.
Now here's the story. You're talking about Dan Bongino. And I checked a couple different sources and I satisfied myself this was legit. Before he joined the FBI, Bongino said he's talking to a podcaster and saying he was in the green room, which I assume he meant at Fox News. And he was, somehow or another, they were talking about Epstein. And Bongino said, this guy I was talking to, he's a 100% ace reporter. He fully invested in him. And the guy asked him, he said, Epstein is an agent of the Middle East, someone in the Middle East. He said, no, I didn't know that. He said, yeah, he is. He said, they're actually controlling everything. And Bongino said, that would make sense. It's not Epstein collecting tapes and videos to blackmail people. It's a foreign entity using him. And the whole thing was a honey trap. I had a private investigator on that's been doing numerous cases on international scale as well. And he said, yeah, I think all it points to a honey trap. Get these guys in, get them, all kinds of connections, big names. But the information was actually being held, according to Bongino's own statement, maybe by Middle East. Now, here's the next step. Now he's with the FBI. Has he done anything about that? Has he inquired in it? Has he raised it with Patel? Maybe they have. We don't know what's behind the curtain. Or are they going to? If you've got that information and now you're in the FBI, you damn well go after that information.
Well, it sounds to me, Larry, you haven't even mentioned a Middle East country yet. All you said is the Middle East.
That's
Middle
it.
East.
Didn't say if it's an ally or an enemy.
Right.
Is it Israel?
Why is it Israel? Oh my God.
The Mossad?
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm asking. I don't know.
Well, here's my only problem, and I think that could very well be true. My own personal problem with that, Larry, is if you're one of the people on the other end of that blackmail, for example, if you're one of the bad people, well, there's so many bad people. They kind of know that nobody's going to release the information.
Well, there's the other part, and I know you sent me a cut today, and I was going to use it anyway. Alan Dershowitz had been accused, and he declared, I did not haven't even hugged someone other than my wife. I don't hug anybody. And he said, and they would not release it. Well, I demanded it all be released so I could prove innocence. He said, there probably are people that have been accused by, quote, alleged victims that never did anything and anything. But since it's all been locked down, they can't even prove that they're innocent. Yeah. And once this it's like going out, as I've always told journalism students, you take a bag full of 100 feathers, you go out the corner of this building out here, open it up and just throw them into the wind. You come back tomorrow and try to collect all of them. And every one of them was a lie. You come back and you try to collect you'll never find all of them. And all it takes is 2 or 3 that got away and it's in the hands of someone else. And then it multiplies.
All right. So a couple
That's a good analogy, by the way.
That's a great analogy.
Oh, well, I'm a damn good.
Amy Robach.
Yeah.
Okay,
she's another one of Virginia. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Amy, we played her audio 3 times already this week.
ABC reporter.
And one of the names she brings up is Alan Dershowitz.
Yep.
Now here's Alan Dershowitz himself explaining exactly what you were saying.
I know for a fact documents are being suppressed, and they're being suppressed to protect individuals. I know the names of the individuals. I know why they're being suppressed. I know who's suppressing them, but I'm bound by confidentiality from a judge and cases, and I can't disclose what I know. But I hand to God, I know the names of people whose files are being suppressed in order to protect them, and that's wrong.
Now, just out of curiosity, without names, are these politicians, business leaders, both?
They're everything.
Names suppressed that are victims or perpetrators, or both. I think he's talking about both, and I think all of them should be made, except for true victims. They should be kept out. But if they're an actual victim, if they're just someone alleging, if there's no proof that there was such a case, it's very easy for someone to say that, and I have the video, by the way, it's not AI generated. Were you on the Epstein Island? Don't look at me like that. You heard my question.
Was I? No. Only on the weekend.
You see how he reacted?
Yeah.
Only on the weekend.
He hesitated.
He did, didn't he?
He did.
I don't want anybody finding out about that. But listen, Dershowitz, though, had to defend himself in court.
Yeah.
Which is why he got to see this list of people.
And he did to prove that he was not there.
So Are you saying he's not telling the truth, that he's seen everybody that was there? I mean,
He said,
I'm not sure what you're saying.
I believe that
I know
I'm going to take him at his word that he knows the list. He's seen it. He did have to go to court to open it up, that he was not there, to prove that he was never there, didn't have anything to do with anyone, or if he were there, he did not do anything like that. But the other key is, he said, and they're being suppressed. I think we should at least be told if it's a big name, if it's a security issue, a blackmail issue, what is it? Why?
And there's a longer version that I sent you.
Right.
That
yeah.
clip, it's like a minute 40.
I'll be using that as well.
In that, he's talking also about how I demanded that this information
Right.
get released so I could defend every bit of my situation.
Himself, yeah.
Exactly right. And he said there are other people who you mentioned are people who are innocent that should be implicated because they are not innocent. They say they're innocent, or they say they're the actual victims, but they're actually part of the problem.
And don't forget that you told me Amy Robach. She also referred, she had done extensive stuff with Virginia DeFray,
who's dead,
who was a victim, and she died of suicide.
Yeah, she says she wasn't suicidal.
Yeah. But Virginia DeFray was one of the ones who claimed. In fact, she was the one with the Crown Prince, or whatever his title was.
It's Prince Andrew's arms around
right,
her, yeah.
right. And she, there's no doubt there's human trafficking that was involved of young women. Prostitution is not a victimless crime when you get down to it, if they're doing it for someone to, under threat of violence. If they're doing it to support themselves and their kids, it's a shame they have to resort to that. But it is not a victimless crime.
No, absolutely not.
No, my biggest concern with the whole thing were kids.
Yeah,
involved.
Many of them were probably, and the thing is, again, my point being is that based on what Bongino said on that podcast, he's inside the FBI. Are we going to hear and get more details on that point or not? And I say we should, and all of that should be good. It has floated to the top like a dead, bloated fish. It stinks to high heaven. Gut it. Find out what's in it.
Well, this is the first time I'm hearing the Mossad connection, possible connection.
I said, if they say it's a Middle East nation, they didn't say ally or enemy.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't say anything. The Lord says that could be anybody.
Yeah.
But anyway,
right.
But with Bongino, when he was in that green room waiting to go on Fox, I guess.
I gather it was, yeah.
And whoever that was told him that. Was that clear that was before he was with the FBI?
Before he was with the FBI, I think he still had his radio show because he was still doing stuff with ABC. It was before he was at the FBI, from what I understood totally.
Okay.
But it was very hard to pin it down. It's some obscure podcast. The guy that has it probably doesn't like that phrasing. But the bottom line is, he said it. What is he doing about it now at this point?
That's my question for you is, what is your stance with Dan Bongino? What do you think his next move should be?
I really think that in my heart of hearts, I think that if he saw that this was really bad, and he'd simply say, "Look, I cannot take part of this. I'm out of here."
That's what
I believe that. And I think, I don't know Cash Patel well, but I tend to think that now. And I've said repeatedly, if Donald Trump's name is on that list, so be it.
Yeah.
Make it public.
We agree.
Now, get it in context. Get it correct. I don't mean just throw names against the wall. I mean, you're going to have background detail on them. But there are others, and Dershowitz has been the only one to carry out a full fight to prove I am not involved.
And he won that.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. We talked about the other day that slush fund for sexual.
Yeah, there's a massive congressional fund that's been used for decades.
So we know that.
Yeah.
So why would we not think there would be congressmen or senators on that list? So many so that it might cripple the United States government.
By cripple, you're talking about just because of the scandal?
Oh, they're gone. They'd be gone. They'd be in jail.
Yeah.
I personally think that would be a benefit, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
How would we do day-to-day operations?
Oh, we things would be put on hold for a little while, but I think we could get through that.
And this is the second thing that we've been told could cripple the government, because Michael Lett said that child trafficking sting.
Right.
He had receipts and proof that people in Congress were doing this.
I've had
human trafficking.
Mike with Invest USA. I've had him on, and he's he is. I think there's a lot of stuff that's under the surface. Now, unfortunately, it's exposed right in our nation because thank you, Joe Biden, for opening the border and letting them bring more children in to be abused.
Over 300,000.
Yes, and missing.
And missing, yeah.
Such a mess.
If you take nothing else away from this, just understand that Bongino didn't make that statement, and he believed the reporter that told him when he said Epstein is a Mideast asset, was the way he phrased it. Didn't say which state or nation, and Bongino said, I'm not going to quote even the guy that told me because I don't have his permission, but now he's inside the FBI. He should not let that point drop.
Well,
maybe he hasn't.
I mean, doesn't it make sense to be, if he's an asset, that it would be Israel?
Well, that part makes sense. My only thing is on the other side of this is, okay, and it's kind of confusing actually, but Dan Bongino, maybe they have something else they're building. This is the other thing.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the other thing floating out there, Larry.
We don't know what's behind the curtain.
Yeah, I'm not saying either thing. I'm just reporting what I've heard on social media.
Right.
Is that there's another thing where Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, the whole group there is building something around all these people that eventually at some point they're going to say, okay, we have everything in place. Here it is.
I hope that's true.
And I hope to God it is too.
I
If
do
it's
too.
not, somebody's in trouble.
There's a Netflix series on about catching killers and so forth, and they have so much evidence on one guy, and it's very clear that he must have been the one responsible, and in the end, he's not. So there are going to be some innocent people pulled into this snare.
Yeah.
And they need to be cleared like a Dershowitz if they had nothing to do with it.
Right.
All right, Larry, great stuff. I mean, blew me
We
away.
do it every night, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Lock and load.
Ready on the right.
God bless. Thanks, guys.
Mr. Connor's Neighborhood on the Vic Porcelli Show.
Thanks, Commander Connors.
An asset.
I know.
And logically, you have to say it's Israel. He's Jewish, isn't he? Wasn't he Jewish, Epstein?
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Why would he be?
Friday.
That's Ken's way of saying, shut up, fatty, move on. So listen, The Wall That Heals is going to be on display July 24th through the 27th at Jefferson Barracks Historic Site in St. Louis County. And Kenny and I will be there on the first day, July 24th, broadcasting from 9 to noon. Come on down and see this wall and feel the emotion. I mean, I guarantee you will feel the emotions, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So that is July 24th at Jefferson Barracks. And our supporters in this event, Best Buy Flooring, Patriot Heating and Cooling, and DG Firearms. And, of course, 1019 941 News Talk STL.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. The Vic Porcelli Show.
How dare you?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Okay, Chris Cooper, as we get closer to the weekend, we get closer and closer to the Chris Cooper radio show. Is that what it's called? The Chris Cooper radio show?
No.
No, it's called.
It's close.
It's called Serenity Wealth Now. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, no matter what it's called, though, it's fun with finance the whole time.
Chris Cooper is the guy who, because, sometimes I listen to this financial stuff and, I don't have the mathematical mind. You know that, right? But when Chris explains things the way he does, he puts it into an everyday person's everyday life.
Right.
And it's easier to understand. So that's the way you want to learn it, right? Because he's got a lot of wealth, a lot of information in his head about wealth, and he can teach them to you. Okay, how to leave the money to yourself or your kids or your charity of your choice. Don't leave your money to yourself; leave it to your kids or the charity of your choice. He also writes books, and he's got a new book called The New Holistic Retirement. It's yours for free. And all you got to do is go to SerenityNowTax.com. That's SerenityNowTax.com. Serenity Now with Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity Now! Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
After the one big beautiful bill, what's next for Congress to handle and tackle? Congressman Bob Onder at 420 will tell us.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps, weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
It's a brand new year. Tim Jones will tell you about the brand new things happening at The Hideout, famous for the Sunset Patio, 50 big screen TVs, live music and events, a fantastic game room, and of course, the food. The Hideout has a brand new menu featuring their world famous wings, the best handcrafted burgers, new items like the signature Sunset Dip and Dave's Chili, and a second location at Sugar Creek Golf Course in beautiful High Ridge. Experience the Hideout while enjoying a round of golf. Come in for lunch or dinner. The new 2025 Hideout, hideoutsportsbar.com, hideoutsportsbar.com. We'll definitely see you there.
Concerned about the condition of your windows driving up your energy bills? I was too. It's only called STL Windows and Doors. Their Provia windows combine old world craftsmanship the professional way, the Provia way, with over 65 years of combined experience, locally owned, offering competitive pricing and personalized service that the big box companies can't match. Call today for your free in-home estimate and start saving tomorrow. 314-277-5952 or stlwindowsanddoors.com.
JC's Wayback Machine.
Great forgotten songs from the 90s, 80s, and 70s, and our A-list interview with Roger Daltrey on the 28th anniversary of The Who performing Quadrophenia out of Riverport. Plus Beatles, Motown, and the Great Disco Debate, a great chapter in American music history or pure evil. Saturday night, 6 till 9, brought to you by the Weber Automotive Group.
It's JC's Wayback Machine. Every Saturday night, 6 to 9. On News Talk STL. Mr. Connor's Neighborhood, brought to you by Proctor Drapery Blinds and Shutters. Proctor, spelled like doctor. ProctorDrapery.com.
Whoosh.
It's Friday!
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. Vic and Ken. Ken can dunk a basketball. Vic can dunk a donut. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
What? It's a talent. That's a talent.
Just so everybody
That's
knows,
a big talent.
I can do a 360.
See?
I can do a 360 dunk.
With the donut?
The donut in the coffee. You know, you laugh about dunking a donut.
I'm not laughing.
But it's got to be, you know, everything's got to be right. You know, dunking a donut is a lot different than dunking a cookie, right?
Right.
Even different cookies. You can dunk an Oreo in coffee. You're safe. You put a graham cracker in coffee, it falls apart, and the whole graham cracker's inside the coffee.
See, you are an expert at that.
You know what? I don't like the way you said that.
I know.
Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the new plan for the Democrats, okay? Joe Biden was fine.
Oh, yeah.
I spoke to Joe all the time. I couldn't keep up with him. We've learned that's not true.
We had to talk him out of signing up for the decathlon. We had to talk him out of it.
But Jasmine Crockett, yep, she's keeping it alive.
Is off the rails right now. People have concerns about the current occupant in the White House and whether or not he is mentally fit to serve in this moment, in a moment in which he has started random tariff wars, in a moment in which he decided to say that we were being invaded by Venezuelans. I didn't see Joe Biden every single day, but I did have an opportunity to interact with the president. I never had a concern.
Does anybody have an Ebonics to English dictionary?
No.
Can you do the beginning part again? Because I have no idea I literally have no idea.
Literally?
I'm not, you know how I don't use literally
No,
lightly.
you don't.
What in the hell is she saying here? Go ahead.
Is off the rails right now. People have concerns about the current occupant in the White House and whether or not he is mentally fit to serve.
The current occupant of the White House. Why would someone word it that way? Unless
Because
you're
you
trying.
cannot bring yourself to saying President Donald J.
No,
Trump.
you know what? That's a good point too, Ken. I'm glad you said that. But I think it's also because she has to sound smarter than she is. You know,
right?
If you use more words, then you must be smarter than somebody just says president.
Well, you mean she's taking after Kamala?
So I heard her also say, Ken, the lovely Jasmine Crockett, MICDS and Rosati Kane graduate, grew up in the mean streets of the ghettos of Ladue, that she said violence doesn't come from Democrats. Violence comes from MAGA. And it's funny because all the protesting that you see in the streets and all the shootings, not all the shootings, majority of the shootings are left people, crazy Antifa people.
Yeah.
So just because you stand, this is what bugs me, because you sit there or stand there or wherever she was when she said that, it doesn't make it true. Don't they understand that they can't just say things if it's not true?
They can. The Democrats can, because it's for a greater good. We've talked about this before. No matter what, no matter if it's wrong, no matter if it's illegal, legal, it doesn't matter to them. Ask the judges that have been arrested. They know that there's a greater good out there, Vic. And the problem is with Jasmine Crockett, Hakeem Jeffries, AOC, Ilhan Omar, all of them, they're inciting violence. There are people getting hurt right now in the Border Patrol agents, ICE agents. Okay, they are getting hurt. There was a man who was actually killed by an ICE agent to protect themselves because of him going at them with a real gun.
So where are the people on our side going on the offense?
Because they're weak.
No,
I don't know.
I'm done
Vic.
with that.
I'm done. What else can you say? The Republicans need to stand up in Congress on the floor and say, you need to stop right now or somebody's going to get arrested. They're done. We're done with it. Somebody's going to die. Somebody else is going to die.
I agree, Ken.
More
I agree.
people let's just say that. More people are going to die because of what they're saying.
All right, let's see what Dave has to say. Dave, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning. Ken, you're not called the Thunder Stealer for a reason, my friend. You are just a stud.
Hey. What the hell?
Vic, well, he's a stud and you're a dud. But duds are good. Milk duds are good.
Go, Dave. the look he's giving the phone right now.
Vic, I love you. You know that, my handsome, long-haired hippie friend.
That's right.
No, you're just, if you were 7 foot tall, you'd be skinny. Anyway, I want to see Trump start suing all these people that are maliciously slandering him. And that one would be, that hood rat Jasmine Crockett, who grew up in the ghettos of, Frontenac, wherever
tough
she
life.
grew up.
Yeah.
Straight lies. But I also want to take it further with President Trump. Okay, right now, for him to say you're still on the Epstein files, President, I've backed you ever since. Well, I was Cruz and then Trump. Now you're starting to lose credibility. Dan Bongino, a huge pie hole, always running off at the mouth. Okay, constantly running off at the mouth. Now, I like this show. Glad you have the other hour now. Start running off at the mouth, Dan, because now your credibility, Kash Patel's credibility, Pam Bondi, just look pretty. Just look pretty, because that's all you're doing. This is a joke. If there's I don't want to hear it. I don't believe them. And Kenny, just what you said. There's too many. Josh Hawley right here. Him and Schmidt are two of the biggest loudmouth wimps. I put them in the same category, sorry guys, as Jasmine Crockett.
They're quiet. Unless they get on Fox News, they won't come on this show. I have tried. I'll tell her. I don't care. I'll tell her. But I've called them multiple times, and they will not come on the show.
All right.
Because we will ask them real questions, and they don't want that. They want the high return on national visual effects of Fox News.
All right. I also want to get back to Donald Trump, because he's being tested right now, and I don't mean tested by the media or the left. He's being tested by us, who voted for him,
right,
on the Epstein case and the amnesty thing. Okay, because Ken has drawn a red line. And if he does this amnesty thing, Ken's off the MAGA train.
I am.
That would be the same mistake Reagan did. I hope he doesn't repeat that mistake, because Kenny, I'm like you. I'll help crash the MAGA train.
It's terrible, I mean, let's not go too far here for a second, because here's where I'm at. I believe that they have another plan, and that's fine. If they have this other plan, the problem is we're creating a vacuum by not giving us this information. Now, if Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, if they don't have another plan, there's going to be a real problem here, because President Trump is saying that he's going to give amnesty to, say, farmers workers and manufacturing workers. You can't do that. Here's what I believe. The last 4 years, X number of people came over the border. I believe it was over 20 million. They need to leave. They need to. There's no amnesty for them. They need to leave and then come back the legal way. We need the immigrants, but we don't need them illegally. That's my red line right there. Now, if he starts saying that all these different little niches of industry get these people to stay here for certain reasons, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Well, the only thing that makes any sense, Kenny, is somebody got to Trump, and he now is a swamp creature. He is what he's trying to get rid of.
He's getting close, but he's not yet. I'm still 100%
He's walking the
him.
red line.
He's walking a red line. Yes.
All right, Dave. Hey, listen, have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Bring some donuts, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Love you. And Vic, it's called the Vic Porcelli Show with Ken Williams. So you are the man.
You're the man.
You listening?
Yeah.
I heard it. I hear it.
Hey, Kenny, nod, wink, wink.
Oh, get out of here.
See you, Dave.
A nod's as good as a wink to a blind bat, eh?
Hey.
It's Friday.
All right, so I found something new. I learned something new working at this radio station. I had no idea that your phone was a radio. I thought your phone was a phone. Call me crazy, right? Yeah. But your phone is a radio. So here, I want to prove the one push thing. One push. There. It's there. There it is.
Wow.
Radio. And people will get jealous, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You listening to a great radio station on your phone? Wow. So what?
One push.
So please go to your App Store, Google Play, whatever it's called. Download the app, and you can have a whole bunch of fun with the Wheel of Fun. They got a Wheel of Fun there, and it's good, and it helps us, of course. And you like us. You really like us. So,
and we do appreciate it too. And we're on the streams. We enjoy that, and thank you for being there with us. We appreciate it.
Okay. Boy, I'll tell you what. Next hour is going to be great. The third hour is great. We talked about a FOIA request. You remember what we were talking about yesterday?
Yeah, getting a FOIA request about the Epstein files.
So who would do a FOIA request? A counselor, right?
Right.
Got one coming up next.
Yes.
Our very own Susie Moore, Deputy Managing Editor of RedState.com. She'll join us at 10:05.
So we're going to ask her about that?
Don't you think?
Oh, I think we should.
Oh, yeah. Why would I say all that and not want to?
You're right. Why would you?
You know what? All right. News is next, and then Susie Moore on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Whoosh.
The news and talk.
The Supreme Court must put an end to this.
That matters to St. Louis.
Senior Advisor Stephen Miller called the tariff strike down a judicial coup.
Certainly the president is acting within his authority.
This is 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Dude, ready to shred your taste buds? Hit up Do Shaggy's, the gnarliest 90s skateboard anime-themed restaurant in St. Peter's. Our scratch-made Shaggy OG double smash burger with grilled onions and house-made Shaggy sauce will blow your mind. Plus our epic cheesesteak mafia on garlic bread. It's totally rad. Fresh everything, beef callo fries, and kid-friendly options too. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 8, Sundays, 11 to 4. Do Shaggy's, 429 South Church Street, St. Peter's. Come get stoked and get fed.
Hi, Mark Harder here. We all know that the hardest part of staying healthy is dragging yourself to the gym. I felt the same way, but I knew I needed to find a routine I could actually stick to. I recently discovered Alloy Personal Training, and I have been blown away by their approach. At Alloy, each session is different. They never have more than 6 people in a class, which allows me to get the attention I need. Right now, Alloy is giving away free 14-day trials with 2 locations in Baldwin and 1 in Wildwood. Visit alloypersonaltraining.com. Hope to see you in my next session.
Hey, St. Louis golfers. Looking for a new golfing experience? Sugar Creek Golf Course was voted the most popular golf course in St. Louis. Book your tee time today at sugarcreekgolfcourse.com and join the fastest growing golf community in town, sugarcreekgolfcourse.com.
Jamie Allman here, tossing and turning over retirement worries. You're not alone. 3 out of 4 Americans share your concern about having enough saved. But here's the thing. A comfortable retirement isn't out of reach, even if you're planning for 30 or 40 years ahead. Every day, Jeff Portman from the Gemini Wealth Group helps people avoid the critical mistakes that can derail their retirement. Build your path to financial confidence. Visit GeminiWealthGroup.com or call Jeff directly at 314-888 0123.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA, SIPC.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Greg Clugston in Washington. It's been 1 week since devastating flash floods killed at least 120 people in Texas. President Trump is aboard Air Force One at this hour, making his way to hard-hit Kerrville, Texas.
The president is expected to do an aerial tour of some of the hard-hit areas, telling NBC News on Thursday, quote, "Nobody ever saw a thing like this coming." He added, "This is a once in every 200-year deal."
Correspondent Ken Lormond. In Texas, Andrews County Sheriff Charles Stewart says search and recovery will continue unabated during the president's visit.
We will not stop our efforts at all when he gets here. When he gets here, I'm sure he will have his own security detail. Our operations out there on that river will continue just like it is now. President or no president, we have lives down there we might be saving, and we're not going to give up on that. Our crews will not leave their post.
Audio courtesy of KSAT. There's more tariff news coming out of the Trump White House.
President Trump sent his latest tariff letter to Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney. It says he's raising import taxes on goods from Canada to 35%. That, of course, tops the 25% tariffs Trump first imposed in March. They were allegedly aimed at getting Canada to crack down on fentanyl smuggling, despite the relatively modest trafficking in the drug. Though Trump also expressed frustration with the U.S. trade deficit with Canada. That largely reflects American oil purchases. Ben Thomas, Washington.
State Department employees are facing the latest round of Trump administration job cuts. More than 1,300 career diplomats and civil servants are being fired in a major reorganization. A check on Wall Street, Dow is down 250 points. Townhall.com.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You work hard, you build wisely, your home has become one of your greatest assets. If you're staying put this summer, this might be the perfect time to put that equity to work. Whether it's funding a second home, helping your kids get their start, or simply creating more margin in your financial life, Mike and Brian at Fellowship Home Loans are the only ones I trust to guide you through it. They've done loans for my family. They tailor every loan to fit your goals. Fellowship is a direct lender and operates with your best interest in mind. If you're looking to access your equity through a refi or exploring a HELOC for some cash this summer for a second property, or maybe tackle those updates you've been putting off, start with people you trust, people I trust. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Rodney and Jen Wallner and the entire Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway. Call them today at 314-810-SOLD. 314-810-SOLD. From the Michaels Flooring Outlet Weather Center.
Be prepared for a hot one today. The mercury climbing to 96 this afternoon, and with humidity riding fairly high, it'll feel more like 102. Meanwhile, a spot thunder shower possible, but odds are low and only around 20%. Overnight tonight, though, a cluster of weakening thunderstorms rolls in from the northwest, eventually dying off completely somewhere in our area, down to 75 for the low. And then a batch of scattered thunderstorms redevelops Saturday afternoon. Looks fairly spotty. Not as hot tomorrow at 90. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Proctor Drapery Blinds and Shutters. Proctor, spelled like doctor. ProctorDrapery.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
All right, hour number 2 of our 3-hour tour. That means 2 hours left to go.
I know.
And we can't wait to meet another one of our great partners here at News Talk STL, Martha and Tom Blatchford. They are the owners of, ready for this, Ken? M&T Farms Cool Cow Cheese.
Nice.
I love cheese.
I'm kind of a cheese connoisseur.
I'm kind of a cheese addict.
Are
I
you?
got a little bit of a problem.
Okay, I guess you could say I am too, a little bit.
Like if I wake up in the middle of the night because you gotta go potty or whatever, I never go right back to bed. I always stop at the refrigerator, grab some cheese, and then go back to bed. Always. That's when I wake up from a nap, I'm like a bear waking up from hibernation in search of cheese.
Right.
So I can't wait to talk to them. We're coming up at the end of the show today. Right now, though, it's time for Smoothie Q.
Oh, Susie Q, baby, I love you. Susie Q.
I'm the boss. How about that?
And I should have listened to Susie more from the beginning.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right about that.
Good morning, Susie.
Good morning, Vic. I am a fellow cheese addict. Cannot get enough of it.
Me neither. I mean, the cheese section at Deerberg's, man, I go around that circle of cheese.
Oh, it's great.
Couple of laps. All right, so listen, you were a attorney, and Alan Dershowitz, I guess, is still an attorney, and he said yesterday that he saw the entire Epstein list, right? And he said there's very powerful people on there, but he can't say anything because of client privilege. I guess that's my first question. Is that client privilege still intact that he can't say anything?
I thought he said he couldn't say it because he's subject to non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the same thing?
No. Attorney-client privilege is something that you as an attorney have with anybody who is your client and anything they've told you in confidence. Non-disclosure agreements could be about anything, and as long as you are a party to one, you are bound by the terms of it.
So where did the NDO come from?
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be any number of things. As you will recall, Professor Dershowitz, unfortunately, has been kind of in the mix on the whole Epstein story for years because at one point, one of the accusers intimated that he was actually one of the perpetrators. I don't know that there's any truth to that. I respect him very much, and I think what he has to say and add to the conversation is really important. But at various times along the way, he may have either been in an effort to clear his own name or representing somebody else who might have been potentially accused involved with it from that perspective.
So didn't he win that case though?
There wasn't a case.
Well, what's it called?
I'm not sure what he was accused, but he was never charged.
Yeah, he was never charged,
But he's been cleared. Right?
I don't.
No. Here, let me, Susie. I just want to say something because I have the longer version of that clip that we played, and in it, he says, "I want this all to be exposed so I can clear myself."
Oh, so he's not been cleared.
I don't think he's been cleared.
Yeah, there's not been a proceeding regarding it. I mean, I think he has fought very hard to clear his name, and I think many people are willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, but there's not been like a proceeding that has determined it one way or the other.
But I like the idea that he's the first person that came forward and said, "Look, I don't care. I want it all exposed. I want it to be completely transparent. I want everybody out there so I can prove that I have had nothing to do with this man." So,
I mean, I think that's fair.
Okay, that's fair to say. So, has Red State in any way filed a Freedom of Information Act on any of this?
We have not. We don't really have the resources to do that. But I know that other outfits have. Judicial Watch has. I know there are other people who have. So it's something that we kind of try to keep a close eye on. But yeah, I would love for us to have our own FOIA department, but we barely have an editing department.
So Judicial Watch is Tom Fitton, and he is suing somebody every single week. There's somebody new that he's suing, and we never, honestly, I got to tell you, Susan, we never get any answers from Tom. I love him. I love his cause, but we never hear any results from anything.
So they post them at their website, Judicial Watch. And if you are, a Judicial Watch hound, you can spend the time to kind of comb through it. There's two things about that. One is that a lot of times the documents that they are finally provided through their various requests in court cases, a lot of times they don't end up revealing a whole lot, or they're redacted, or, they're not quite as stunning as we might hope that they might be. The other thing you have to recognize, and this is not a knock on him or the organization at all, I like what they do, but they're in the business of being in the business. So, they kind of have to continue to drum up interest in what they're doing and support for that financially. So, I don't know that it benefits them to ever do anything that definitively answers all the questions everybody has.
Well, a FOIA request, Susie, if it's redacted, what's the point of even having a FOIA request? Opportunity.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And there are different reasons why, different documents might be redacted in part or in whole. And that's one of the things that people spend so much time in court over arguing is what they're entitled to get and, whether it should be redacted at all. It's kind of a never ending battle.
So Vic, if we put out a FOIA request, if we had the resources to do so for that list, we'd get it and it'd be all black.
And you got to pay for that? You got to pay for it?
No, I'm gonna quibble with you there, Ken.
Okay, good.
Quibble away,
Quibble.
Shotzi.
In theory, you wouldn't get it because the government maintains that there is no list per se. So that's one of the things. And, I see both sides of that argument. I understand the argument that, look, it's not like Jeffrey Epstein kept a little, running tally list or a black book or something concrete that just says, these are all the people that were bad guys with me. The information about the different people who may have been involved would come from numerous documents, numerous sources, that sort of thing. So it isn't one big quote unquote list. I also understand why people maintain that there must be some sort of list because it's been talked about for decades. So, and I don't know the answer. I don't know what the ultimate truth is here. I understand people's skepticism and I understand why there's this push to say, you know what, let's just put it all out in the open and get it out and there for everybody to see.
I'll say this one more time. This will be the last time, I promise, it'll be the last time I say this. Might the list include so many congressmen and senators that it would cripple the United States government?
Is that possible?
I don't know.
Sure. I think, here's what I would say. I think it's far more likely that the theoretical list, let's just say we're just going to call it a theoretical list. Let's just say that it has on it very powerful people, whether they are legislators or presidents or Hollywood moguls or bankers, people with very, with very powerful positions. So if it indeed exists, that would probably be the primary reason why it is being protected in some way. Could it have some senators and congressmen on it? Sure, but they have all their own little peccadillos that don't have anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein, as we know from the slush fund that gets referred to every once in a while. So the reason that I'm a little bit less convinced that there's a ton of congressional people on it is just because they don't have as much power as the bigwigs that I'm thinking are probably on it.
So I'd like to just get a straight answer out of the media or somebody, because according to Alan Dershowitz, there is absolutely a list.
So let me tell you, I know for a fact documents are being suppressed. And they're being suppressed to protect individuals. I know the names of the individuals. I know why they're being suppressed. I know who's suppressing them. But I'm bound by confidentiality from a judge and cases, and I can't disclose what I know. But I hand to God, I know the names of people whose files are being suppressed in order to protect them. And that's wrong.
Just out of curiosity, without names, are these politicians, business leaders, both?
They're everything. And let me tell you, a lot of them are, at least one of them is somebody who was accused. Others are accusers. And the judges have said, if somebody calls themselves a victim, we're not going to give any information about them, but they may not be victims. They may be perpetrators. So we don't have information about false accusers. And we know there have been many false accusers who have accused innocent people for money. And those records are being deliberately, willfully suppressed. And they shouldn't be suppressed. If the accusation is allowed out, so should the material that diminishes the credibility of the accuser. We want total transparency on this. Every single document, no redaction. That's what I've said from day one. I waive any of my rights of privacy. Anything there is about me, I'm happy because it will be exculpatory. because I know I haven't touched a woman other than my wife from the day I met Jeffrey Epstein. I don't even hug people, but I was falsely accused and I was able to prove it. And I was able to prove it through documents. And I want other people to be able to disprove false accusations through documents. But these documents are being suppressed and withheld.
All right. So much there. But clearly there is a list.
Nope. Did you hear him say the list?
Yeah.
He said
No,
documents.
he didn't say it.
No, he
He
said
said there are files, there are documents that I know are being suppressed. He never said there is a list.
Okay.
And I know it sounds like I'm being pedantic, but I'm saying that because I'm trying to help everybody who's frustrated by this understand when they're told there's no list, that could actually be true, even while there could be a whole group of people that are bad actors here.
He listed, both politicians and powerful people. That to me is a list because it's not legally a list. It's a list.
But think about this though, guys. I mean, Susie might be right here in that.
I'm sure she is legally, but I'm just saying if he's listing people, that's a list.
I get what you're saying, Vic, but what they're saying is these are documents and the whole overall set of documents. Maybe they're building a case.
What, a list of documents? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying just because Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi said there's no list doesn't mean there's nothing. They might have a bunch of documents that they're building something with. That's my point, right, Susie, or not?
I agree. And I know it's frustrating what I'm saying. I'm just trying to point out why when people say there is no list, they may be right, even while there may be a whole bunch of bad people.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That's my point. There you go.
Doesn't make sense to me. It's a list.
No, not, but he wants a physical list. I'll tell you what. Once all the documents.
No. I'm not being stupid, and I'm not being a baby.
No, I'm not saying that.
What I'm hearing is, by definition, that what Ellen Dershowitz said, what you just said,
right?
That means that's a list of people. If you go to the grocery store and you got your shopping list, you got more different things on there. It's a list.
You could
create
a
list.
list.
A list.
You could.
Vic,
yes.
You just described a tangible document that you create that contains items on it.
So
what we're saying is there may be no such tangible list that says, Joe Schmo, Jim Blim, whatever on it. There's a whole bunch of documents. There's a whole bunch of files. They're just not necessarily a list.
Yeah, it's like there's a list of documents. It's crazy.
No, I totally get what Vic's saying.
I love you. I love you. I understand your frustration.
I just want the truth. I mean, it's not. All right,
Agreed.
let's move on to another thing here. Accused and accusers could be on, again, the list that Alan Dershowitz has seen.
Could be in the document. How about if we say in the documentation or in the file?
Let me reword it, counselor. So the accused and accusers are named in these documents. So accusers could be anybody that we've heard accuse people of being at Epstein Island, which is both sides of the political fence.
Exactly right.
Absolutely true. Okay. Absolutely true. And, one of the other things that people are, one of the other considerations is that, there are some people who were indeed victims whose information, needs to be kept private to protect their privacy, which you understand. And there are people who maybe accused others who maybe were bad actors themselves. So I think it sounds like what Professor Dershowitz is saying is there's a whole lot of information out there. We're not getting the full story, and we deserve the full story.
Okay. He also said he's proved it, that he is not guilty, innocent, however you want to word that. So I think that one's dead, right? His case.
Well, okay. He has brought forth that evidence that he would maintain clear his name. And I think that's a fair argument. My point earlier was that there was never like a court case. It wasn't like, he was tried or anything. He's basically in the court of public opinion. He's done the work to try and clear his name.
She must be a great lawyer. Susie Moore must have been a great lawyer because she knows how to word everything just the right way to make me look stupid. Okay.
No.
And no.
That's not my goal.
I get it. So he also, again, help me on this one. He also used the word confidentiality.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement?
There isn't one. You were talking about attorney-client privilege. That's a different thing.
But that's confidentiality, isn't it?
That's a form of confidentiality.
Right. It's a
yeah,
form.
they both fall under the broad umbrella of confidentiality. You could be bound to confidentiality because of an agreement you signed, a non-disclosure agreement. You could be bound to confidentiality because you represented someone as their attorney. He's talking about agreements and non-disclosure agreements. He never said attorney-client privilege. He's never talked about people that he represented that he's protecting their confidentiality.
And
there's different kinds of confidentiality.
And I think the only question there, Susie, is he signed a non-disclosure agreement with who? Whom?
Yeah, I don't know. He's talking about basically, he's at one point he mentioned a judge has ordered him to, or if he's bound by what a judge has told him to do. So I don't know the specifics about what agreements or orders are in place that he's bound by confidentiality of. We'd have to ask Professor Dershowitz to elaborate on that.
You know what? I could never be a lawyer because you got to read, and there's so many words. Every page,
a lot of them,
more and more words. They never let up. So listen, I want to talk about Red State Radio because I was listening this weekend, and who your guest was? Who was your guest? Jennifer
Oliver O'Connell.
Wasn't
Jennifer
there
O'Connell?
Possibly, I don't know, whoever it was. But you guys were talking about the Patriot games that are coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a bunch of youth competition. And
did you say youth?
That's what I thought he said.
If the show were live, Susie, I would have called you and I would have said, here's my prediction. When these Patriot games start and there are a bunch of young people that are lined up, ready to compete, the left is going to call it Hitler Youth. Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, I think we can count on that.
They'll have a picture of all the athletes in Patriot games and a picture of all the Hitler Youth next to each other.
Yeah,
because they're a bunch of scumbags.
The problem with that, though, they're going to have is there will be people of other colors today.
That's true. You're right.
And if they put those pictures side by side, they will not look alike.
No, you just squash them.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say it'll probably be a relatively diverse crowd.
Yeah.
Athletes.
Compared to then.
Probably people competing in their actual biological sex categories.
Wow, that'd be weird.
All right, what's coming up this week?
On Red State Radio?
No, on Why World of Sports on ABC.
Well, we got off on the Patriot games, and I'm sorry, I need to clarify. So I talk with Katie Jerkovich and Jerry Wilson. They're both Californians, actually, and Katie and I, in fact, talk about sort of the issues with California and the Title IX discrimination, and then the big Superman movie. And Jerry is a podcaster who covers our sports and faith. And so we talked about that as well.
And we're going to talk about the Superman movie coming up in just a bit here on What Are You Watching with Kathy Kaiser from Fox 2. So that was a great little tie-in. Thank you so much, Counselor.
You're welcome. You guys have a great weekend.
You too.
You, Susie. Thank you. It's so confusing.
It's so confusing.
I'm glad she's sorting it out because, man, we asked her some questions tonight. She goes, yes, but no.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, okay, so I take it from, I said this to my wife last night. I said, I think very elementary, don't I? Very elementarily.
No, you think like everybody else does, Vic. I mean, come on. We have questions.
When I'm hearing, by definition, there could be accused and accusers. Could be political, could be entertainment. That's a list of people.
Right.
I can never be a lawyer. Too many words. All right. What Are You Watching is next with Kathy Kaiser from Fox 2 on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show. Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
News Talk STL, the Hammond Center, and the Young Americans Foundation welcome Steve Forbes to Lindenwood University for an inspiring evening on how free enterprise and entrepreneurship make America great. Discover how free markets and small business drive innovation, prosperity, and opportunity. Thursday, September 18th at Lindenwood University Scheidegger Center for the Arts. And this in-person event is free. Reserve your tickets now at hammondinstitute.org. Brought to you by Mid-Rivers and West News Magazines.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on NewstalkSTL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
Attention St. Charles, looking for a local spot that satisfies all your cravings? Mario's Donut Restaurant is your place to go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. From mouth-watering sandwiches and omelets to delicious gyros, Mexican dishes, salads, and wraps, we've got it all. And don't forget our famous donuts. They're so good, they'll make your eyes glaze over. Dine in or carry out. Our friendly staff is ready to serve you with love and care. Mention News Talk STL when you visit. Call 636-447-4515 or visit mariosdonutrestaurant.com.
Replacing your windows and doors? Do not settle for ordinary. Go extraordinary. Renewal by Anderson, the full-service window and door replacement division of Anderson, a name trusted for more than 120 years. Their exclusive FiberX material combines the strength, durability of wood with low-maintenance features of vinyl. You get windows and doors twice as strong as vinyl, energy efficient, built to last. For a limited time, get 25% off every window, patio door, or entry door. No payments for 18 months, zero interest. This is their best new client discount. Dial pound 250, say the keyword windows, or visit rbastl.com. Pound 250, keyword windows, rbastl.com. Get your free estimate. Renewal by Anderson. Superior products, exceptional service.
News Talk STL.
All the information I need on the drive to work.
Mike Ferguson in the morning. I keep it on throughout the day, whether it's local, national, or something big that's happening overseas.
News, analysis, and opinion. St. Louis is #1 for conservative talk.
News Talk STL.
Well, I'll take whatever I want.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
This is Gina Goff of Goff Productions. I'm producing a new movie in Missouri called At Niangua's End. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show on News Talk STL.
Thank you, Gina. Remember when Gina was in here talking about her movie?
Yeah.
And I was looking through my papers and I was like, well, how did this is my acting resume. How did that get in there?
How did that get here?
And she never called. All right. Ken, you know what it's time for, right? Time for What Are You Watching?
What are you watching?
What are you watching?
What are you watching? What are you watching?
And a new addition to our program and a new addition to our feature called What Are You Watching? Somebody who watches for a living. Kathy Kaiser from Fox 2. Kathy or Kathleen?
Kathy is fine.
Okay.
That's what I asked you the same question.
What do you officially? What are they when they?
Kathy Kaiser.
They do.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have to say Kathleen.
And you have to do it like everyone does it, like one word. Kathy Kaiser.
Kathy Kaiser.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I can do that. Great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. This is fantastic.
You've been watching movies for as long as I've known you.
Yes.
And it's just great to have your perspective, somebody who does it for a living. And you look at a movie completely differently, I think, than the rest of us mortals do.
Well, when this all started, I did it because my girlfriends were like, my gosh, it cost us $100 to take the kids to the movies.
Yes.
Can you tell us, please, dear God, are we going to drop it this weekend or not?
Okay.
So,
All
yeah, that's how it all started.
All right. So I got a little problem.
Okay.
I'd like to bring up with you.
Okay.
He can change the course of mighty rivers. Ben Steele in his bare hands and disguised as a mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper fights for truth, justice, and the American way.
Yes.
What happened to the American way?
Well, this is a couple versions in of Superman, long past the television show, right? I think we're trying to make him more socially acceptable.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
When Jimmy Olsen is going down the hill with no brakes, and he
Right.
flies in and saves Jimmy Olsen, that's
Right.
not enough. He's got to do more than that.
But my question about that statement right there, making him more acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
What does the American way make it less acceptable?
It doesn't. What I was trying to convey is that we're trying to give more of a humanistic side to Superman with the movie that popped yesterday, right? We're trying to make him more in depth, I guess, socially. Does that make sense?
Well, I'll go back to the question.
Okay.
It's a simple question. When he says the American way,
right?
How does that make him less human? How does it make him less anything?
I don't think that it does. I mean,
how does it make him more human?
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Right. Well, without giving everything away on the movie,
Okay,
right?
okay.
There's also a dog involved in this particular
Super dog.
Superman, right? Right.
dog.
He is
Super dog.
here.
Okay.
Right. So we're gonna go with that emotional aspect of, and you can tell from the trailer that a dog is coming to save him.
And Kathy, I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Oh no, this
but
is good. I love it. This is
the
fantastic.
American way
Yes.
is having a pet.
That's right. Oh my God.
So I'm just
especially a dog.
A dog. Yeah, my God.
Right.
Talk about
That
being
is
American.
the American way.
The American way, and he has a pet.
Okay, so here,
Right.
I guess here's our point together,
Yes.
Ken and I.
Yes.
Movies right now have to always be. I asked the question, to the world, to the universe, what's more important to you, diversity or success? And the world picked diversity over success.
Yes.
Why? Why not make a successful movie? That Snow White disaster didn't make any money.
Dear God. And that was a disaster.
So why? Why make movies that are a disaster just because you want to be woke? I don't get it. I mean, Superman is an immigrant because he came from another planet.
Okay.
I swear to God, Ken, that's what
See?
right? They're calling him an immigrant.
Yes. Yes, it has been stated in certain arenas that he is an immigrant. He's
Okay, so therefore, what they're implying there then is
yes.
Okay, so me as a person who's against illegal aliens,
Mm-hmm.
I am pro-immigrant. Okay, first of all,
Yes.
I am pro-immigrant for America.
Right. Our country is built on immigrants.
I'm completely against illegal aliens.
Legal immigrants.
Yes.
Yes, and so when the implication is, well, he's an immigrant. Okay, well,
He must be better than us.
That's great that he's an immigrant because I love immigrants. I just
Right.
don't like illegal aliens.
I think he's got a green card. Is that a green card? I'm just kidding.
But you my point. The
Right.
reason why they're even saying that has a premise to it.
I think, sadly, as you guys all know, there's an agenda.
Yeah,
There's an
There it is.
agenda.
There it is. There
Right?
it is. Yes.
And I'm not saying that James Gunn had an agenda when he wrote and directed this movie.
By the way, he lives in St. Louis.
He
Might be
lives in
listening
St.
to
Louis
this right now.
right?
Okay, well,
right. Hopefully he's listening. Right?
Yeah.
No. And he's bringing a new life to DC. Right.
Yeah.
That's why we have a new Superman. That's why we have a new Superman we've never seen before.
Yeah.
He's rebuilding the DC universe.
But he wants a huge umbrella of people to watch it, right?
Exactly.
If you start,
exactly.
if you
See, Ken's point is why not make it so everybody wants to watch it?
everyone, because I guarantee you, if it didn't have all that stuff, I would not even hesitate but go to see it.
I love Superman.
I loved it. Yeah, in fact, I would like to say, well, let me experiment with a new Superman. Let's see it. But when they do stuff like that, I say, I'm out.
So how's the movie?
It's good. Like I said, we're trying to rebuild the DC universe. So we have a few more characters involved than just Superman because we're trying to build the momentum of what we're all going to do next. It had two issues for me. One was it took us way too long to get to where we were going.
Yeah.
Okay. I realize we're building up a lot of things here so that we can. I wouldn't have called the movie Superman. I would have called the movie Justice Gang.
Oh,
wow.
There's other superheroes in it, you mean?
There's more superheroes
Oh, I
in it
didn't know
than
that.
just Superman,
I see.
right? So, but like I said, James Gunn is purposely rebuilding the DC universe, right? So we have a couple more people involved.
Okay, you know what that formula is, don't you? that formula is Marvel.
Well, but we're not Marvel anymore.
No, but that Marvel, what they did is they said all these superheroes, let's get together now, and I was very interested in that.
Right, right.
So maybe that's what
and they did a Justice League, right?
Yeah,
and so we're building. The only other aspect that I really needed more of was Clark Kent. The whole point in Superman being Superman, right?
Yes.
The American way is that he's, reporter by day, Superman whenever we need him, right?
Yes.
There was hardly no Clark Kent aspect to
that's
this
disappointing.
movie. So
What about Perry White? Does he still work at the Daily Planet? Jimmy Olsen,
Jimmy
Lois
Olsen's
Lane?
there.
Okay,
Lois
good.
Lane is
that's
there.
good.
Yes.
See, so I go back to the 60s.
Right.
George Reeves.
Oh wow, yeah.
Right.
What does that mean? Oh wow.
I saw the
What's
same,
that supposed to
I
mean?
saw the same
Oh wow,
thing.
Vic, you're Fred Flintstone. Is that what you're saying?
I saw it as a kid too.
But the thing is I just wanted to say just a little joke that Jimmy Olsen would be, locked in a some kind of crate in the bottom of the ocean, or he'd be driving down a hill with no brakes. And the worst expletive he could use is jeepers. Jeepers, Mr. Kent. Did you find the music? Okay.
Well, Jimmy Olsen has a bigger part in this film than that.
Good.
Right?
Good. Is he not a cub reporter?
Oh no, he is.
Okay.
But we can't give it all away, but he has some underlying things that he does,
fair enough.
to help Superman.
Super
So,
Cub. He's going to be Super
there we
Cub.
go.
All right. So how are we going to do this every week? Are you going to give it so many Kaisers?
Oh, no.
Thumbs up?
So
How many?
Kaisers? My husband would love that. Let's give it stars.
Stars. How many stars?
Okay, we're going to give it 4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5 stars. All right. So 50 years ago this week, idiot that I am, went to go see Jaws on the first night of my vacation at the Jersey Shore.
Oh, well, that was great.
So I didn't go in the ocean the whole week after I saw Jaws because I thought for sure it'd be out there and after me. So this is kind of cool, right? 50 years later.
It's super cool. Nat Geo with Amblin Entertainment and Steven Spielberg, the man that directed the film, right? Did a documentary on the 50th anniversary of Jaws. It popped on Nat Geo last night. It's going to be on Disney Plus and Hulu today. So everybody can catch it all weekend long. It's Steven Spielberg giving everything you need to know about the movie he made 50 years ago.
Shark still looks fake. They made that joke in Back to the Future too, when the shark comes like,
right. Well, I mean, and he gives all the inside view of how hard it was to make the film. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give it all away. I want everybody to watch it.
Watch it. If you haven't
but
seen
you have to go watch
for the last
it.
50 years.
But yeah, I saw it at 11. I saw it on the big screen at 11 years old, and I have yet to go back in the water past my waist. My children can attest to that, right? And we go to the beach almost every summer, and I know it's still etched in there.
Absolutely right.
Absolutely.
So do we give it stars because it's an old movie? I mean,
oh yeah. I
mean, we're talking about the documentary that they made about the film. So yes, I gave it.
Wait a minute. The documentary is what's in theaters? Or there's nothing in theaters?
No, there's nothing in theaters at all. We're going to stream it, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to stream it on Nat Geo, Disney Plus, or Hulu.
Fair enough.
No, but the documentary is great. And he brought in a bunch more filmmakers. Cameron Crowe.
Nice.
Right? James Cameron, Jordan Peele. They're all giving their perspectives on what it took to make that movie, how it affected their own careers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're going to give the documentary 5 out of 5 stars.
Good enough. All right. So I just wanted a couple streaming things. One streaming thing that I started watching was The Waterfront. Have you heard of The Waterfront?
I have heard of it. I haven't started watching it yet. So you're going to fill me in.
It's on, I want to say it's on Amazon. I think it's on Amazon.
Is it?
And Jeff told me about it, Waterfront. And I'm like, oh God, this is going to be what? Sailors and what do we do with the drunken sailor movie? Oh my God, shoot 'em ups from episode 1. They were on a tear of 1 murder per episode, and then they upped it a little bit, which is great. And I like it. I give it 4 out of 5 stars.
Yay! Yay! And how many?
8 episodes.
8 episodes. And have you seen them all yet?
Yeah. That's season 1.
Yeah, Vic is obsessed with when he gets onto something, he will watch every single episode right then as soon as possible.
Oh, so the new thing they're doing with just giving you one at a time is making you crazy?
It is.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Well, with Waterfront, I watched it after it was done. But Mobland, I swear to God, I would Saturday night at midnight because they dropped on Saturdays, you know.
Right, right.
And I would wait until like 1 a.m. so I could watch it because I couldn't wait. So I love it. Any shows you're watching like that? Are you binging anything? Anything binge?
Well, right now I'm catching up on The Better Sister, which is on
Oh.
Amazon Prime too.
Okay.
Better Sister.
Jessica Biel, Elizabeth Banks.
Okay.
Maybe there's a problem when you marry your older sister's ex-husband and take
Ooh.
on rearing her child.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
So there's lots of
that's pretty
dynamics
in-depth,
going
yeah.
on there, right?
Lots of animosity going on. You're not my real mother, right? A lot of that.
So my wife turned me on to a series called Sirens. It was real short.
Yes, yes.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
It was really interesting.
Yes.
Vic hated it.
With
'cause it didn't have-
Julianne Moore.
Yeah.
Yes.
It didn't. And Kevin Bacon.
Yes, Kevin Bacon.
But Vic didn't like it. Didn't have any guns in it.
Oh.
Nobody died.
Nobody died.
Not one death in the entire season.
Actually, I think one
Oh,
guy
yeah,
did
there
die.
was.
Yeah, there was a guy.
Who?
I was gonna say in Sirens.
Well, we can't. Yeah, we can't.
Yeah, we can't. No,
We can't give it up.
All right,
We
we'll
can't
discuss it
give
up there. I don't think
it
anybody died. So I just want to say it's great to have you with us.
Thank you.
And I like your vernacular when the movie popped and not dropped. I always hated dropped because when Ken and I were young, hey, new Stones album was released yesterday. That's what we said.
Right.
It was released.
You're right.
We didn't say it dropped.
No, because
you know,
drop is negative.
right? You drop it.
You
It's
drop
bad.
it.
Drop it. Break
You
it.
could break it.
Can't keep anything nice in this house.
But it pops now.
Popped.
I like
The movie
pops.
popped.
I like that. So I think we're gonna start using that courtesy of you. Hey,
Okay.
thanks a lot.
fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. This has been fun.
What are you watching?
Thank you.
Ken,
Yeah, Vic.
I'm thirsty, baby.
Are you?
My throat is so dry.
I might be able to take care of that.
It must be 5 o'clock somewhere. Miller Time is next on News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
I wouldn't sell my bike for all the money in the world.
If they have to pay out $159 billion.
Not for $100 billion, million, trillion dollars.
Over $1,300 billion.
You're crazy. I know you are, but what am I?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right. So, neighbors, friends, right? Going to the same stores, rooting for the same teams. You know who I'm talking about? The Connors at Connor Roofing. They're your neighbors. They're you. Okay. So when anything happens to your roof, and again, you may not know if anything happened to your roof. I wouldn't know. I'm not going up there. I 2 rungs up the ladder. I start getting a little queasy. So they will go up and they will check out your roof and they'll let you know if you need anything done or if you don't need anything done. That's why they're honest in their estimates. Their work is top notch. And guess what? When the work is done, Kathy's going to call you. Yeah. And boy, she's been on the phone a lot lately, hasn't she? With all these storms and tornadoes and things.
We just talked to her this morning. She said, man, we are busy and it's great.
Yeah. So emergency storm repairs, they're so great at that. When you're panicking after a storm, they'll calm you down. They'll take care of you before and during and after their work. It's Connor Roofing, CONNER, roofing.com.
On the next Larry Connors USA.
The DNC chair says he's willing to accept the New York City candidate Mondami, even if he won't condemn Jew haters.
Larry Connors USA. Now weeknights 6 until 8 on News Talk STL.
Hey, Colombo here for Intervine, a great local company that has customers all across the country due to the quality of their products. Intervine has the best flashlights, lanterns, headlamps, and even batteries, including the new Monster 2000 Lumen waterproof lantern and the Sentinel 2000 self-defense flashlight. Our home and vehicles are full of great Intervine products, and right now you can shop their website and get 25% off your entire purchase just by using my name, Tony, as your promo code. That's promo code Tony at Intervine.com.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks, It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody, it's our favorite song.
This is Victor Scott II, and there's something for everyone at Busch Stadium. Meet us at the ballpark on Sunday, July 13th, as the Cardinals take on the Braves. 20,000 fans ages 16 and up will score a slick retro warm-up jersey courtesy of Mercy, and 10,000 kids 15 and under can grab a one-of-a-kind Cardinals basketball thanks to the Pasta House Company. It's fun for the whole family. Don't miss it. Get tickets at cardinals.com/promotion. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Are you sitting on hidden treasure? Manchester Coin and Jewelry wants to turn your valuables into cash. We're Missouri's premier gold buyers and jewelry specialists with years of expertise. We offer top dollar for your coins, antiques, precious metals, and collectibles. From gold and silver to clocks and jewelry, we buy it all. Don't let your treasures collect dust. Let Manchester Coin and Jewelry give you the best value. Visit online at buyingvaluables.net or come see him today at 141 in Manchester and tell him NewstalkSTL sent you.
Fox News commentary.
Effective immediately, we no longer have to take our shoes off to go through airport security. I'm Tommy Lahren. More next.
Sponsored by AxeCap Ventures. America, listen up. Gold prices are breaking records. With inflation raging and central banks hoarding, every American should own gold. And like President Trump said, whoever holds the gold makes the rules. AxeCap Ventures owns one of Nevada's largest undeveloped gold deposits and trades for pennies on the dollar. This could be your way to ride the gold boom. AxeCap trades under GARLF on the OTC. Visit axecapventures.ca today.
There are a few bipartisan issues left in today's political landscape, but I'm hoping this next one will be a rare exception. This week, DHS Secretary Noem announced that effective immediately, passengers will no longer have to take our shoes off while going through TSA airport security. The inconvenience of removing our shoes is likely the primary reason many of us got TSA pre-check, but I'm glad this will now apply to the masses. I'd note I'm happy to remove my shoes for the sake of national security. However, with the advancements in security technology, the shoes off rule seems antiquated, and Secretary Noem agrees. Hopefully this will help security go smoother and faster, because Lord knows we could use that. Now that we don't have to strip our shoes off for airport security, please, my fellow passengers, follow that through and do not take your shoes off while on the plane either. We don't need to smell your feet. I'm Tommy Lahren, and you can watch my show, Tommy Lahren is Fearless, at Outkick.com.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Think about the impact on something like public health. When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Oh, that woman got a mouth like an outboard motor all the time.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis.
You know, yesterday
it's News Talk STL.
Yesterday was the anniversary of the day that Mel Blanc passed away.
Oh, really?
In 1989, yeah.
Oh.
He died on July 10th, 1989, and then my son was born in October of 1989.
Wow. Yeah.
Great trivia night coming up on July 25th. It's the St. Louis Young Republicans, their 4th annual trivia night. July 25th, 6:30 p.m. Be sure you come by, bring your A game, your food, your drink, and form a great team to declare game night victory. Again, July 25th at the GOP headquarters in Fenton. Ken, my God, it's Friday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Right.
Is it Miller time?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Welcome to Miller Time.
It's Miller time. Miller time. Miller time.
Let me tell you, nobody in America is an executive producer like my man Ken Williams.
Hey, thanks, Vic.
That's good stuff, man. That's one of your best. This is one of your best.
It was the most fun to make.
Yeah. All right, so Stephen Miller he's got a couple of titles actually, but the one I like is assistant chief of staff because Susan Wiles, you wouldn't know Susan Wiles if you bumped into her on the street.
No,
that's what's crazy about it.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump, who doesn't like to surround himself with strong women, has this strong woman as a chief of staff.
Right.
And she's doing such a great job. Nobody even knows what she looks like. Anyway, so Stephen Miller, he just owns the press. And you know what, Ken? You know what? After the press conferences and after he talks to the press, they get together. I swear to God, they must huddle. Okay, you ask this question. We'll get him on this question.
We're going to get
And
him.
they never do.
They never do.
All right, give me a Miller.
Miller time.
This is the central struggle in the West. The Democrat Party's objective is to flood the West with millions upon millions of illegals from the developing world, from the poor nations of the world, the failed states of the world, the collapsing states of the world, believing that in so doing, they will collapse the West. They will collapse the middle class. They will collapse the population that has lived here before the migrants came. And in so doing, they think in the rubble of that, they can rule. They can sit on top of the pile of ashes. Ask yourself this: why is it that Democrats are so insistent that unlimited numbers of illegals from countries that are incapable of managing their own affairs come here? Countries like Somalia, countries like Haiti, countries that have no history of successful self-government, and they want unlimited numbers of illegals from those countries and refugees from those countries to come here with no chance at the pace, the scale, the scope of arrivals at being able to assimilate and integrate into the American way of life.
They don't care.
They don't care. He's just amazing. I mean, he could teach a class on speaking,
Yeah.
Keeping your thoughts together and speaking without saying the word ever,
Right.
never,
Right.
ever, right?
Yeah.
As I just say,
Well, no, I think where I got earlier this week that from the ashes, Democrats they don't care about it. That as long as they have the power, they'll burn it all down and stand on top and be the kings and queens of the ashes.
Yep, absolutely right. All right, so I think he does a good job, Ken, on what we've been asking people on our side to do, which is go on the offensive. And I think he does in this particular clip you're going to hear right now. Kenny, give me a Miller.
Miller time.
There is an insurrectionist movement in the Democratic Party that is inspiring domestic terrorism against ICE. When you have the mayor of Los Angeles mobilizing agitators, mobilizing the mob against ICE, saying that federal law enforcement has to leave her city, this is a settled constitutional question. Federal law is the supreme law of the land. You cannot nullify it. You cannot succeed from it. It is the law of the United States of America. So these insurrectionist Democrats are every day engaging in rhetoric that is incentivizing, that is encouraging, that is fomenting violent terrorist attacks against ICE and ICE officers. Not only in the shootings that you've seen recently, but ICE officers are being doxxed. Their families and children are being threatened. Their addresses are being posted online. They are being subjected to a campaign of terror by these radical Democrats.
Ken?
Yeah, Vic.
I love that he used the word insurrectionist.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is the left, I want to know, defending these attacks on ICE? Are they defending them because ICE are terrible people? I mean, how? Because I hope they're not saying that this isn't happening.
No, I don't know how they're doing it. They're actually walking a very fine line, but I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know. It's so convoluted. I can't understand how the Democrats can even be voted in ever again,
right?
With the way they treat this country.
I agree.
I mean, it's almost goes without words. I'm trying to figure out how to process that because they are insurrectionists.
They are.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you a real quick question?
Yes. No
All
math.
right, Vic.
No math. Right?
Did President Trump win a couple of the swing states?
He won them all.
Oh, he did.
7 of them.
Did he really?
I think so.
Okay. Did he win popular vote?
Yes, I think he did,
Oh,
Ken.
Really?
I'll be damned.
How about the Electoral College?
Oh,
Did he squeak through that?
Yep, squeak through by a landslide.
So most of Americans voted for Donald Trump.
Absolutely did, Ken.
So when Donald Trump puts out a policy or does things like this, like with ICE and the whole thing with the closing the border and all that stuff, and the Democrats fight it, what's that called?
Insurrection.
Okay. Well, there we go.
That was good. Did you practice that or just do it off
No,
the top of your head?
no,
That
I
was
just
great.
thought of it.
That was great. And also, these people that are attacking ICE agents are wearing masks. I just want to say.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
they're getting on the ICE people because ICE patrols are wearing masks.
But they're wearing masks.
They always have.
They always have.
Every Antifa, every Black Lives Matter, they all wear masks. But we do it. No, masks are no good.
And we've always maintained that Antifa is actually a militant wing of the Democrat Party, and sure enough, they're proving it every day.
Absolutely right. All right, can we squeeze a couple more and just one
do it.
more?
Let's
in the
do
list?
it.
All right, Ken, give me a Miller time.
The rhetoric from Hakeem Jeffries, the rhetoric from Democrat leadership, this is eliminationist rhetoric. This is rhetoric that is used to justify violence, that is used to justify terrorism, that has directly led to, has directly inspired enormous assaults, a 700% increase in assaults on ICE officers, and of course, recent attempts at murder against ICE officers, including in Texas, where you had a shootout at, in this case, a Border Patrol facility that, again, is inspired by this hateful, odious, villainous rhetoric.
I love that. I'm not sure if he I'm not saying he makes up words. Eliminatist rhetoric. I love that. And he also mentioned by name Hakeem Jeffries.
Yes, he did. Yeah, one of the insurrectionists.
That's right. He was in I think we could fit one more in maybe.
Maybe.
Kenny, give me a Miller.
Miller time. Let's be very clear. ICE officers are saving, with their actions, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of American lives. Border Patrol and ICE are getting fentanyl and drugs out of our communities. They just did an operation recently in Minneapolis that swept up a dozen child sex offenders, child predators, and pedophiles. They are removing foreign terrorist organizations from our country, like Tren de Aragua, MS-13, 6 Mexican drug cartels. They are fighting, they are battling every single day on the street the most violent, evil, ruthless criminal organizations on the face of planet Earth. Wow. Organizations whose stock and trade is rape and murder.
Unbelievable. Stephen Miller. Every Friday we take care of Miller time in case you're getting extra thirsty. That's all the time we have though right now. Steve Miller, by the way. Stephen Miller. Steve Miller. Right?
Right.
Right. Okay. Hey, wait, that's only 2 hours of this 3-hour tour, Ken.
I know.
So next hour, we're going to get it rolling, and we're going to, the chat box. You guys ready for the chat box? We have audio clips. M&T Farms Cool Cow Cheese. Can't wait for that.
I know.
On 101.9 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
The Herzog Tomorrow Foundation provides private school tuition scholarships through Missouri's new Most Scholars program to cover the cost of accessible, high-quality schooling.
Hi, this is Myella Esser with the Herzog Tomorrow Foundation. Our private school tuition scholarships wouldn't be possible without the support of generous Missouri taxpayers. If you're a Missouri taxpayer interested in redirecting your tax dollars and sending them to Missouri students in need of a better education, please contact me at herzogmostscholars.org.
Better education for students creates a better tomorrow for all. Learn how you can help provide a better education for Missouri students at herzogmostscholars.org. That's herzogmostscholars.org. Also, sign up for The Lion, an initiative of the Herzog Foundation that carries articles covering a wide range of issues facing American families and culture. herzogfoundation.com. That's herzogfoundation.com.
Escape to Augusta, Missouri, where country charm meets endless possibilities. Just a short drive from St. Louis, discover our beautiful wineries, bike the scenic Katy Trail, and explore our rich history. Looking for romance? Our charming bed and breakfasts offer true hospitality with fine dining at local restaurants, wineries, and breweries. It's time to spend some time in the country. Augusta welcomes you. Learn more at augustachamber.org.
Public schools, like public libraries, should be free and open to all. Open enrollment allows parents to choose the school that's the best fit for their children. Maybe another school has a wider curriculum, is bigger or smaller. Maybe a kid is being bullied and would be more comfortable at another school. 75% of parents favor open enrollment. Open enrollment programs now exist in 43 states, and Missouri should join them. Our next door neighbor, Kansas, has one of the strongest open enrollment policies in the nation. Kansas parents are trusted with choices and options, while Missouri parents must move out of their home to change public schools. And it's a trend. Nationwide, the percentage of students going to their chosen public school has steadily increased. Assigning kids to schools based on their zip code is the old way. Open enrollment is a better way. Learn more at ShowMeInstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. President Trump visiting Texas today to assess catastrophic flooding that has killed at least 120 people. The president planning to tour affected areas by air, meet first responders, and speak with victims' families. At a news conference Thursday, Fredericksburg, Texas, Fire Marshal Reagan Rabke says the search for flood victims is an extremely painstaking process.
When I say piles, we're talking about debris piles 20, 30 feet high that are big enough to have a whole RV still in them and not be seen. That's a massive amount of debris that we're trying to clear, and we have heavy equipment working, and we're having to dig through it by hand as well. Just because the machines can go through it, we have to be very methodical about what we're doing.
That audio courtesy of KSAT. More than 160 people still listed as missing. Officials in southern New Mexico say the number of homes destroyed and damaged by a deadly flash flood will only rise as crews survey more neighborhoods in the mountain village of Ruidoso. They put the tally at least at 200. 2 children also died. The State Department firing over 1,300 employees in line with the dramatic reorganization plan. This was lauded by President Trump's administration as overdue and necessary to make that department leaner and more efficient. Also at townhall.com and health news, the CDC finds nearly a third of young Americans have prediabetes.
The data from 2023 shows nearly 1 in 3 aged 12 to 17 had it. That's far higher than a previous estimate that the condition affects about 1 in 5. Prediabetes puts a person at risk for developing type 2 diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and other metabolic problems. I'm Ben Thomas.
On Wall Street, stocks are lower, the Dow dropping 327 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
3 years ago, I wrapped up a run of Annie playing Daddy Warbucks with the South Carolina Children's Theater. I was about 40, 50 pounds overweight, tired, sick, fed up with the way I felt. Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. I had to do something. I scheduled my weight loss consultation with PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition. And as they say, the rest is history. Just a few months, I lost over 50 pounds. I took control of my health. 3 years later, I've kept the weight off and I feel better than ever. If you are where I was, do what I did. Call PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition. It'll change your life. It's fast and simple. They won't let you fail. Just give them a call at 855-696-2020 to schedule your weight loss consultation. That's 855-696-2020. 855-696-2020. Here's the best part. First 11 callers who mention the keyword healthy will get 2 free weeks added to their weight loss package. Don't wait. Call today. 855-696-2020. Mention healthy to get 2 free weeks or visit them at myphdweightloss.com, myphdweightloss.com.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
Tony Colombo here for Gutter Pros, your all-in-one gutter service team that brings years of experience and quality that's affordable right to your doorstep. We discovered Gutter Pros a few years ago when we bought our home and inherited a gutter issue that was on the road to becoming a potentially big problem, but thanks to Gutter Pros was stopped before causing any major damage. They've also repaired the siding on our home because along with gutter repair, gutter installation, and leaf protection, the Gutter Pros are also the best for siding repair and installation. Learn about all the ways Gutter Pros can help your home at gutterpros.com. Hey, Tony Colombo here with Tim Jones for our friends Rodney and Jen Wallner, the Wallner home selling team at Berkshire Hathaway, the #1 home selling team in the St. Louis area. And I can say that from firsthand experience. My wife and I were blown away from the results that we saw from working with Rodney and Jen, from selling our old home faster and for more money than we thought possible to finding our family's perfect new home. They over-delivered every step of the way. And right now, it's still very much a seller's market. So, Tim, for folks that have been thinking about selling their home, it's a perfect time to call the Wallners.
That's right, Tony.
And don't forget, they're licensed in both Missouri and Illinois. So no matter where you are in the metro area, you can put St. Louis's #1 home selling team to work for you. The Wallners experience and work ethic, second to none. And of course, the numbers speak for themselves. The Wallners sell 15 times more homes per year than the typical realtor. Right now, they're working with so many qualified buyers, they'll guarantee to obtain you an offer. If you've been thinking about selling your home, don't wait. Call the Wallners now at 314-810-SOLD. That's 314-810-SOLD for the Wallner Home Selling Team.
Looking for treasures from the past? Discover Mimi's Antiques Attic, your locally owned and family-operated treasure hunt destination. Explore 16,000 square feet of antiques, crafts, collectibles, and designer items across 225 unique rental spaces. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7, and Sundays, 10 to 6 at 1000 Warrenton Shops in Warrenton. Mimi's Antiques Attic, where every visit uncovers new treasures.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
Right. So I got a couple of texts in the last couple of minutes, Ken.
Yeah.
I just want to read them to you real quick because it's interesting with this Epstein bunch of documents, which to me is a list. That's why I could never be a lawyer. You got to just read too much reading. Larry Connors. So everybody thinks that Laura Loomer is a kook, and she may be. She gets a lot of stuff right.
Yes, she does.
So here's her latest thing on X. FBI Director Cash Patel and Dion Bongino are livid with Pam Bondi over her DOJ memo and lack of transparency from her office regarding the Jeffrey Epstein files. The list of files.
And she's the chief, right?
She's top dog.
Right.
Top cop.
AG, yes.
Sources tell me, this is Laura Loomer, sources tell me Bongino is taking the day off today from his director job as deputy director of the FBI. And there's now speculation on whether or not he will return to his job at the FBI over his disgust with Bondi's lack of transparency and handling of the Epstein files. Two people sent me that, Larry and somebody else.
And right or wrong, I tried to imagine.
Jones. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I tried to imagine myself in that position, and I would, Vic, if I knew information like what I'm thinking there is out there, I'd have to decline my job. I'd have to say, okay, I'm going to go out there. I'm sorry, I'm going to get sued. I know I'm probably going to be in trouble, but I can't accept this job anymore. I've got to tell people what's going on. Yeah. I have to. Sorry.
So, I mean, he's not getting this hour back.
No.
We're on a 3-hour tour. If he wants to get out of the FBI and go back into radio, too bad. What do we do? What do we do if that happens?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's up to the listeners.
Whatever.
The Vic Heads would have to write about it.
Vic Heads need to revolt. I also want to apologize because I thought they were putting the original Jaws back in movie theaters, like in some big 3D or some kind of IMAX or something like that. But it's just a documentary.
Yeah, I think they should have, though. I think it's a really good idea. Why didn't you help produce this whole thing?
Me?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm too busy. Too busy making
saving the world.
Ken Williams crazy. All right, let's do it. Facebook first today.
All right.
Good morning, fam. Oh, I love that Kathleen thinks that we're like her family. Bam. It's great. Have a blessed day. Good morning, Vic Head Patriots. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
GMFFEH anniversary is coming up. Vic and Ken, where's the party? Our 4th anniversary is coming up.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think we're having a party.
Well, but here's the thing: is that the 5th party? I think the reason why we're like building up from the 4th to the 5th. The 5th is going to be huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big
Apparently.
party.
Yes.
Fantastic. I think it's crap. Sorry, but I don't agree. The price of housing has gone up, and they keep inserting the apartment complexes right in the middle of suburbia. And even though it truly does take down the value of your neighborhood, they still gouge you on taxes. So that was the David Stokes story at the beginning of the day today.
Oh yeah, it's pretty intense. Actually.
It's intense. You don't solve problems by making problems, she says. People with wisdom and discernment aren't going to fall for that logic because it's illogical. And she says, good morning, Larry Connors. I'm with you, Vic. List is being used too literal. Documents with names is a list.
Right.
God. They have flight logs. Bring those people in and question them. Good morning, STL peeps. This is Janice. Happy Friday. We'll miss the station over the weekend. I just want to say,
Morning, St. Louis.
Don't you think they have to be careful arresting people till they get rid of these corrupt judges? That would be so terrible for them to walk free. And we have to worry about the children they still have.
Well, see, that's the bottom line for me. This all needs to be exposed. If there was one child involved, and we know there had to be many others.
It's more than heartbreaking. Ed Stoit in first today. He says, first, wow, what's on second? No. Yes. Who's on second? No, what's on first? What's on second? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair election.
No peace.
No fair tariffs.
No peace.
President Trump, we need answers on the list. Don't stain your legacy. Agree with that? Happy Friday, Freedom Fighters. Have a great weekend. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Amy. Right back at you. Looks like I'm turd, meaning third.
Oh.
Not a turd. I'm third. Second, third, fourth, fifth.
I'm third.
Yeah, say that like, you know.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Exactly right. Good morning to all you beautiful, mega, ultra patriotic, deplorable, garbagian, degenerate, freedom fighting, God-fearing, Vic Head weirdos. Whoosh!
Wow.
I got first thumbs up. I think, well, this has really become a competition between these people.
Correct!
Hey, 101, Amy and 101, get them a room at the Courtyard by Marriott's right across the street. It's
Whoosh.
Friday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh,
a nod to Jay Ashcroft.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't talk to him anymore.
He's busy though. He's a judge.
I can't be too busy to be on this show. I don't understand. Vicky says there's barely enough green up there in St. Charles County where they want to put the apartments and stuff.
I guess that was my point. Is that, well, okay, everybody's for expansion and growth and prosperity, but what about a town that just doesn't want to grow? Well, what if they just want to be left alone? Hey, let's have acre properties and not eighth acre properties,
Easy. I think it's an easy solution. Build more parks.
Yeah.
Can't put housing over a park.
No, you can't take away a park.
That's not good.
That
more
would not
trees.
Be good. Yeah.
Giving off that beautiful oxygen and taking in our CO2.
Yeah.
Maybe people in the community don't want the community overgrown. That's what you're saying, Ken.
Right.
He is the problem. Oh.
He is the problem.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'd live so far out in the boonies, you'd need a 4-wheel drive or helicopter to get to my place.
Nice.
It's nice.
That'd be so nice.
We'd love that, but my husband still works and we're getting older. Boy, I can relate to that. Love our rural life. I got to. Did you see me just fly right through?
You did.
Oh my God.
I was actually going to comment on that.
I think I've made it past my.
Rural.
See, now I've given it to you.
I know.
You know what? I think I've said this before too. When we used to go back and go to Jersey for the summer or whatever, we'd be on 70 and there'd be this house with nothing around it. Just a house.
Yeah.
No neighbors, no nothing. Nice and quiet.
Right.
That's me, baby.
Yeah, I've told my wife, so I want 3 acres and then just a little space to raise my bees, honey bees. That's it.
Just don't get chickens because my wife will be very jealous.
My next door neighbor has a man.
We can't have chickens.
I haven't told you.
Tell me.
Oh my goodness. Our neighbors, they have, I think, 10 chickens
Wow.
or 9 or something like that. I don't know. There's a legal limit you can have. I think. I don't want to out them.
Yeah, got it.
But they've got like the Taj Mahal of chicken coops and everything.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And they brought us over a basket of eggs the other day.
Yeah.
And you talk about amazing eggs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've never had an egg that
Are they
good.
brown?
Well, they're different colors, actually. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just I guess depending on what they eat, but they're just really cute, and they're smaller right now because they're young. But man, they're good eggs, Vic.
Love it, man.
Oh,
I grew up very rural, and I'm that's 2 rurals in a row, 3 rurals in a row. I was 4.
Wow.
And now I'm stuck in the stinking burbs. 100% agree, Larry. Hey, Larry, how you doing?
Hey, Larry.
Get ready on the right. Lock and load. Ready on the right. I like my neighbors, but the area around me has grown so much in the last 5 years. It's so congested. I think that's a valid point.
Yeah.
More than anything else, I think I'm missing stars at night, and the physical elbow room from my mental health requires for survival.
That's one of the things when we would go camping. I raised my kids to go camping a lot, and one of the things we'd sit outside, and it's very dark, no lights around. You can really see the stars, and that's just beautiful.
Man, I'm never going camping ever. I can't even enjoy a fire at night because of the damn lights, street lights, and spotlights on every house around me. We just bought a new, what do you call it, Ken? Fire pit? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah.
Fire pit.
Nice.
I think there are congressmen, senators, and judges on the list.
Yeah, I believe that.
We forgot to talk about judges, you know. I mean, there's been rumors left and right about John Roberts himself.
Yep.
Bondi's now backtracking. She's still reviewing the records. That was so stupid to say there's no list.
Again, that's one of those things I'm going to give right now. And I'm not, believe me, I was the one earlier this week who said out. She needs to be out. We've got to find out the full story. Let's give them a little leeway. Maybe she jumped over her skis and they stopped her and said, look, I know you got it, but you got to stop this right now.
I'm a bit disappointed in her. I was never sure of her to begin with.
Oh, I'm disappointed in her right now.
But okay, so I missed when she was named AG. I was like, great move, because she was so good as an AG in Florida. It's the only reason
she really was. Yeah.
For some veterans, the healing wall is not so healing when there are so many of their buddies and fellow soldiers' names on that wall. I get that, but it can't hurt, right?
No. I understand what they're saying, but for some it is very healing. For the people who lost the people, like for my uncles on that wall, and for us, my family, my mom survived knowing that his name was on that wall.
Unbelievable. Folks handle the trauma of war differently for sure. I don't want to rest. I want to rest. So I don't need a list. I want to rest. It's top 10 tunes. Spill the wine. Dig that girl.
Yeah.
Come on. 101, yes, I know people who are Vietnam War veterans who can't go near the wall. Vic, a gigantic donut dunker.
Wee doggy deli, man. It sure is hot out there.
That's calling me fat. You're calling me fat.
No.
He is a hot-ass mess, honey.
Okay, that I am. I hate putting anything in my coffee, crumbs and stuff. You got to be careful, man. I'm a good. That's why we made the thing. Ken can dunk a basketball.
Yeah.
I can dunk a donut.
Yep.
Never creamer. That's it. Never sugar. So I've backed off a lot on the cream and the sugar, a ton. I used to like them light and sweet.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like just a little bloop of creamer, and that's it, and maybe 2 sugars. Sorry guys, but Dave is nothing but a flatterer and not a MAGA guy. Ooh, our listener Dave, people are getting on him. 30 people on live chat. Have you hit the like button? Anybody hit the like button, please? Here, I'll do it. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much, guys. Do anything you can think of that helps us out. Give us a break.
Yeah, we'd appreciate it. You hear everybody else always talking about it. I mean,
share our stories, share our
stuff.
Stream and our podcast. Please listen to our podcast wherever podcasts are found. You just reminded me of the movie Hanny Calder, where Strother Martin and Ernest Borgnine kept saying they were going to kill her ass. I never heard that movie. Taxes rise because you're.
I like Ernest Borgnine though.
McHale's Navy.
Right.
Yeah.
They're running reruns on one of those off channels.
Love it.
Yeah.
Tim Conway.
Yeah.
Was Ensign Parker.
And the scenarios, the stories that they come up with are so out of line, but they're so funny.
Joe Flynn was Captain Binghamton. What is a Macau? What?
Right.
He always says that. Wow.
Wow.
Somebody explained to me how housing prices go up without multifamily housing. Plus, if prices go up, the folks who can afford the increase purchase the homes. I'm not going to get into that again. We spent a whole bunch of time on that today. Johnny Guitar Watson spoke on this issue. Let's check on that later. Dollar bill. It's all about dollar bill.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, he said he was cleared. So Alan Dershowitz said he was cleared, right?
Right.
Okay. FOIA is nearly worthless. They can get out of giving you nearly anything. Well,
yeah, I thought like FOIA was like the ultimate. Like, if you get a FOIA request, you better honor it.
Well, look at the stipulations now. We run the things for the ShowMe Institute that said these school districts want $30,000 for the FOIA information.
Right.
Forget about it. There's a black book. It exists. We need arrests. I talked to my workaholic wife into a lunch date today. Very nice.
Oh,
P.F. Chang's.
Nice.
Oh, my God. You know what P.F. Chang means in English? Wow, this stuff is hot. Spicy. I don't think that's really what it means. You can give,
because he's a mensch.
You can give it away. I'm not going to see Superman anyway. Truth, justice, in the American way. That's it.
That's all. There doesn't need to be anything else.
It's there's not enough love for America on the left. Superman was a cartoon, not an illegal alien.
An illegal alien.
Lois Lane is probably now Louis Lane. Jimmy Olsen now Janie Olsen.
But you talk about speaking up and saying what's truth when the left tries to put you in a pigeonhole, you put you in a corner. And that whole immigration thing. They keep saying, well, you don't like immigrants. No, we love immigrants.
I love immigrants that can change the course of mighty rivers and bend steel in his bare hands.
Right.
And there's not enough Clark Kent in the movie, Kathy Kaiser.
No.
Usually a bit quiet unless something tickles me or pisses me off. And then Katie bar the door. I don't know what that's even about.
Wow.
I wonder what Miller thinks about Bud Light. Speaking of alcohol, I am going to the Bourbon Trail Tours in Kentucky. Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Dude, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
It was the Funk Beyond the Call of Duty album. It's about the dollar bill.
Hey, Duke, I went when I was down in Kentucky. We were seeing my daughter. I got a whiskey sampler.
How'd that go?
I'm a lightweight.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was fun.
So Ed wants to call Hakeem Jeffries Hakalugi Jeffries.
How dare you?
Not me. Too much bourbon. I'll have a trail of it running down my chin. Duke, my husband's son and son-in-law have gone there a couple of times. They loved it. Whatever everybody does, don't let this Epstein thing go away, please. We got to find out what's going on. There's a few more, Kenny. A few more.
No, yeah.
If Dan comes back, you'll just have to put him where that Vince guy currently is. Oh, Vince Colonnese.
Oh, okay.
We have Vince Colonnese on the station.
Right.
8 to 10. And
This is taking forever.
And he sounds like something you order at the Italian restaurant. I'll have the Vince Colonnese.
I think I ordered that the other day.
How was it?
It was not bad.
If Dan comes back, you'll just have to leave Ken and Vic alone. Wait a minute. Leave Ken, Vic and Ken alone. Okay. The Porcelli Show is too gigantic to mess with now, and Vic's too fat. Doesn't say that. We looked at some houses in South County and Jeffco and new subdivisions. They were entirely too close together. If neighbors fart, you'd hear them.
Well, they put up they have a really nice new houses in Afton,
Right.
a section. It might be the same place because they're so damn close. It's amazing.
It says the house was as big as the yard.
Yeah.
Matt Gaetz was uncontrollable. He would have been better than Bondi. That's water under the bridge right now. Bondi had a couple 2A ideas that I did not like. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yep. That we actually talked about that.
Dead air? What dead air? We don't have any dead air on this show.
Hey.
Hi, gang. Hiya, Biggs. All right. Get me out of here! Done. There you go. Done. Coming up next. See, we had to move everything around to accommodate M&T Farms cool cow cheese. So this song you're listening to, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself, invented slap bass. Larry Graham.
Yeah. And by the way, thank you for being with us and letting us be ourselves.
Again.
Again.
All right. Wheel of Audio Clips is next on 1019, 94.1. So hard to talk sometimes. News Talk STL. Ow, ow, ow.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
After I signed the PACT Act into law.
You are speaking my crack-a-lack language.
The PACT Act.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
This is so stupid.
St. Louis's.
Okay, I'm hanging up on you now.
Place to talk. News Talk STL.
Jamie Ullman here with the refi and debt consolidation magician, Jordan Rosenblum. Google the bagel loan. Jordan, tell me about it.
Well, Jamie, with inflation high, credit card debts all-time highs, let's look at a cash-out refinance on your home. With our bagel loan, we're going to have no title fees. We're going to have no lender fees, no appraisal fees. This will help your overall cash flow mightily. It's the time to do it. Jump on now while you can. We can always refinance when rates drop. Bagel loan all day.
314-442-9570 or Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Hi, it's Ken Williams, and my favorite Capriati sandwich is the Cap Pastrami. You've got hot pastrami, melty Swiss cheese, crunchy coleslaw, and zesty Russian dressing. What else do you need? I love Capriati's, and you will too.
On Manchester at McKnight in Rock Hill. What if there was a one-stop shop for all your healthcare needs and no insurance was needed? At Bell Healthcare, we make wellness simple. Optimize the patient's life. Struggling with weight loss? We offer proven programs including GLP-1 treatments like semaglutide. Need hormone therapy? We've got personalized plans for both men and women. Nagging pain or injuries? Chiropractic and regenerative medicine are available. Ready to take control of your health? Visit bellhealthcare.net today and get optimized.
To our brave police officers and first responders, we say thank you for risking your lives to protect us. To all the incredible volunteers who've joined hands with the David Dorn Foundation to raise funds for equipment and services, we extend our heartfelt gratitude. We stand strong with our volunteers who give their time, talent, and dedication as a shield of support for those who rush into danger. The David Dorn Foundation gives a big thank you from our heart to yours. Visit dornfoundation.com and join as a volunteer.
Whether at home or at work, you're mobile. So when you're mobile, stay mobile. Keep St. Louis's home for conservative talk with you wherever you go. Download the News Talk STL app in the App Store or at newstalkstl.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Say it with me. Decent Broadway.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
I can translate this song for you if you'd like.
Yeah.
Well, can you start it again?
Yes. Hold on.
That was okay. Okay, good. So, la bamba, to dance the la bamba.
Okay. Really?
Que necesito, you need a little bit of grace. Una poco de gracia. De gracia, mami papi. Ya arriba. We all know that, right?
So when I said off the mic, la 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 baba, you were like,
so close.
You were saying, shut up because you're wrong.
I didn't know what you were doing. I thought you were freaking out, having a stroke.
I was.
Get rid of this.
I was having a little stroke.
All right. So listen, we have very special guests coming in to close out the show today. Martha and Tom Blatchford from M&T Farms Cool Cow Cheese. I don't see any cheese in the lobby. I hope there's some cheese for us. But that's coming up later. Right now, though, it's time for the Wheel of Audio Clips!
Audio Clips!
It's America's favorite game show, the Wheel of Audio Clips. Here's the host of Wheel of Audio Clips, Vic Porcelli.
Thank you, Jim Rogers, very much. Studio audience! Oh, wow. You guys were great. Look, that lady, we love Ken. So we listen to audio clips, right? It's kind of like part of our life, part of our existence, part of our fabric is audio clips, listening to the president or Hakeem Jeffries and people like that. So Ken takes all the clips that we've heard all week and he puts them on the big, gigantic wheel of audio. We spin the wheel. Wherever the wheel lands is what we do, whether we like the person or not. Ken, spin that wheel.
All right.
Sometime this month. Okay, here we go. Okay. Cheese. Can't wait for the cheese. Oh, well, I'll be. A guy who doesn't learn his lesson is all I can say about him.
Pretty much, yeah.
George Snephilopoulos. That's not how I say that. From ABC News. He didn't learn his lesson about lying, so he decided to lie again.
Where is it?
Number 2.
I know.
Maria, we're also learning that there were significant staffing shortfalls at the National Weather Service's offices in the region.
You know, George, as of right now, the local county officials really didn't want to address that just yet. What they are telling us is they expected between 4 and 6 inches of rain. That is what weather experts told them, the National Weather Service as well. They also knew that in remote locations, they might get anywhere from 8 to 10 inches. But this amount of rain in such a short amount of time, it was very difficult to navigate. And when the Department of Homeland Security Secretary was here just yesterday, she acknowledged this was an issue. She was going to take these concerns to the White House as well and try and see if there was anything they could do to revamp the system. She says the president is committed to it.
So he lied.
Right.
Because there was not only was there a shortfall of staff at the National Weather Service, there was an abundance of people. They were overstaffed at the National. But then did you hear what she's saying? I want you to play the beginning of that, Ken, because listen to how she's saying, George, shut up, but in different words.
Okay.
That there were significant staffing shortfalls at the National Weather Service's offices in the region.
You know, George, as of right now, the local county officials really didn't want to address that just yet. What
they don't want to address that just yet. You know why, George? Because you're full of stuff.
That's true. She couldn't say that on the air.
Exactly,
of course.
right.
So she had to be very
diplomatic,
yeah.
secretive,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, they didn't really quite want to talk about that exactly that at the
shut
moment.
your pie hole, George.
Right.
That's what she meant to say.
That's exactly what she meant.
That's really... All right. You know, it's been a hairy week. It really has.
You know, George, we just really don't want to go there yet.
He lost the lawsuit already.
Right.
Oh, look. It landed on Pam Bondi. This is going back to when she first started the job as Attorney General, and a big oopsie daisy from her.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
You know, being a lawyer makes you 1,000 times smarter than me. But it said Jeffrey Epstein client. Say it. You could say it.
La list?
Yeah, it's a list. It's not a list?
No, I heard you. I heard her. I heard them.
It's a list,
it's
everybody.
A list with a capital L.
If you list a bunch of clients, it's a client list.
What is it, Vic?
It's a list. It's a list. If you have bananas, eggs, milk, that's your shopping list, not your document of what you need at the store. It's a shopping list. Oh, Ken, this is great news from Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. We don't have to take our shoes off anymore.
The whole administration, led by President Trump, is all in on keeping gasoline prices down, diesel prices down. We've got a little bit longer and tougher road to hoe in electricity, but we're going to deliver the same thing there. Huge increase in electricity production, but not the huge price rises we've seen in the last few years. Okay. Energy prices matter.
That wasn't.
No, that wasn't.
Christy Noem, unless she's transitioning and taking the testosterone.
What number was that?
7 on the wheel of audio clips.
Number 7.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I must have hit the wrong one.
Yeah, I guess you did.
Well, you know.
We have some very exciting news to announce that today we have started a new no shoes policy with the Department, the Transportation Security Administration. TSA will no longer require travelers to remove their shoes when they go through our security checkpoints. This is something that I know for quite some time people have talked about and discussed, and we know that when President Trump was elected that he pledged to make life better for all Americans, and that includes those who are travelers going through our busy airports.
So there you go. You know, Sebastian Maniscalco does a thing about the airport and taking your shoes off. And he's like, have you ever seen people's feet? This guy had his big toe looked like a machete. Like it could slice provolone. Okay, spin the wheel. We may be able to fit what? All righty. But I do want to say, we heard Chris Wright, Energy Secretary, talking about keeping gasoline prices down, diesel prices down. We had Larry Barron's on yesterday.
Yeah.
Who used to do a show here. And he sent us a really nice email, right?
Yeah.
About he what do you call it? Screen grabbed a tweet from Josh Hawley, who said, I had a great conversation today with real Donald Trump and Energy Secretary Chris Wright. Wright said he will be putting a stop to the Grain Belt Express green scam costing taxpayers billions. Thank you, President Trump, and helping farmers in Missouri. Josh Hawley, I believe, represents Missouri.
Right.
Right. And then Larry said, all I'm saying is Vic discusses it and then the problem's fixed.
Exactly right.
I'm just saying. Where are we, Ken? Did we spin the wheel already?
We did.
No, we did. Oh my goodness! Look, it landed on President Trump announcing the what the left will call the Hitler Youth Games, but they won't be. It'll be the Patriot Games.
Yeah. But
Number 1.
I know. Okay. Well, maybe it'll work this time.
Okay,
Hold on, here we go.
If not, I'll do it myself.
To bring back our people together through the power of sports, America 250 will also host a brand new, first of its kind youth athletes. It's a competition known as the Patriot Games, and it features top high school athletes from all 50 states. It's going to be great. And this phenomenal patriotic sporting event will be nationally televised, and it will be led by our great Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's really doing it good.
So the Patriot Games, you know, high school kids competing. I love that idea.
Oh, absolutely.
He also wants to do a UFC fight on the White House lawn.
I would love it.
And they can't call it a Donnybrook because they got to call it a Donald Brook. Right? Donald Brook. That's all the time we have for the Wheel of Audio Clips. This is Vic Porcelli saying, please help control the liberal population. Have your liberal spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody. All right. Cheese, one of my favorite topics in the world. M&T Farms, cool cow cheese. Owners Martha Tom. Be with us next. All right, everybody sing along now that you know her.
I'm not going to try that.
Que necesito
You are
una
bilingual.
poco de gracia. Only in songs. Una poco de gracia va mi patilla. Yariba, yariba.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. Vic and Ken. Vic can make oleo oleo. Ken can't pronounce oleo. The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Tim Jones and Chris Arps in the afternoon.
After the one big beautiful bill, what's next for Congress to handle and tackle? Congressman Bob Onder at 420 will tell us.
Tim Jones and Chris Arps. Weekdays at 4 on News Talk STL.
Jeffco,
Patriot Radio.
Hey guys, I don't know about you, but I love learning about national and international issues here on News Talk STL. But do you know what's going on in your neck of the woods, your city, your county, and its politics? If you live in Jefferson County and want to know more about what's happening locally, join Speaker Tim Jones and me, Councilman Billy Crow, as we dive into all things Jefferson County on Sundays at high noon on Jeffco Patriot Radio.
Jeffco Patriot Radio.
On News Talk STL. Hungry for the best steak you'll ever have? Head to the heart of Moscow Mills and discover Harry J's, a local landmark and family-owned steakhouse, serving up excellence since '98. From mouth-watering appetizers to decadent desserts, Harry J's has something for everyone. Enjoy our extensive bar selection while soaking in our friendly family atmosphere. Whether dine-in or carry-out, your meal is prepared to perfection. Make the drive to 300 Main Street and treat yourself to a taste of Moscow Mills' finest. Harry J's, more than a steakhouse. We're a tradition.
Looking for excitement, fun, and delicious food for the whole family? Piccadilly Parwan has it all. Savor our scratch-made dishes. Nothing frozen. Every bite a true delight. Roll into fun at Piccadilly Palace for roller skating or race your heart out at Piccadilly Kart Racing. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday, 4 till 6. Free select appetizers and drink specials. And don't miss our mouth-watering Sunday family dinners. Piccadilly Parwan on Audrey Lane in Union, Missouri, or online at PiccadillyPar1.com.
Planning your next adventure? Head to Landell EE Clothing Store in Wentzville and gear up for less. Whether you're hitting the beach or the slopes, we've got you covered at prices that won't break the bank. Find us at 12680 Veterans Memorial Parkway, just west of Highway A off I-70. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Landell EE, where adventure meets affordability. Stop by today and discover the bargains waiting for you.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
You start out with a little bit of oil. You fry some garlic. Then you throw in some tomatoes, tomato paste. You fry it. You make sure it doesn't stick. You got it to a boil. You shove in all your sausage and your meatballs, and a little bit of wine, and a little bit of sugar, and that's my trick.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
All right, welcome home to 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. I'm Vic Porcelli. That guy over there, he's Ken Williams. And our guest is Tom Blatchford from M&T Farms Cool Cow Cheese.
Yes.
Even the name
I
of your
love the
place
name.
sounds delicious. How you doing, Tom?
Very good this morning. How are you all?
Doing great. We were joking before, like if I take a nap in the afternoon and I wake up, I'm like a bear coming out of hibernation searching for cheese in the refrigerator. I love cheese. What is it about cheese that keeps us coming back?
Well, to me, I tell everybody it's a condiment because it goes with everything.
It does.
And that's the idea.
If I have a tuna fish sandwich, I put a piece of American cheese on top.
Oh, so we're related.
I guess so.
Because I put cheese on the breakfast this morning.
In what?
I put cheese in breakfast this morning, of course.
I'll be damned. So, what got you into cheese as a business?
Well, it's my wife's fault. Let's just.
She's not here, so we can blame her.
Yeah, let's just talk about
so
her.
funny.
So now she's got me and my son. My son's the major cheese maker now. He does all of the cheese for us. But so back when my son was getting born, my wife gave me a cow because I always talked about wanting a cow, and I wanted a Jersey cow.
My wife wants chickens.
Yeah, see, same kind of thing, except now I have an obsession and have 60 of them.
60 cows?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we went from one all the way through, and my poor son, as he was growing up, he was milking a cow twice a day. And so So cheese making is a pretty natural progression because you start out with all this milk from a Jersey cow. It's the best milk in the world. So you go from ice cream, drinking it, to ice cream, and then all of a sudden you realize, wow, I like buttermilk pancakes and I like buttermilk chocolate. So now I'm learning to culture milk, and eventually you're like, I need to get better at this. So you find yourself going to the University of Vermont, taking a cheese course, and
Wait a minute.
you're like, I
course.
like this.
I'm majoring in cheese.
Exactly.
So I apologize, Tom, because I didn't realize that you're actually making the cheese right there. I mean,
yeah, we make it all in the same. When I sold my business and we decided that we would kind of come home halfway home, my wife and I met in Kansas City. And we wanted to get back to 3 Seasons because my work had moved me to Memphis, Tennessee. And so we met halfway around here, and we've been to the Herman area a lot of times. You know, I'm not a drinker, but my wife needed a designated driver. So we visited Herman.
Yeah, we go there every year. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So did we. Yeah, we're just like, whatever. And so my wife had just been to one of her trips to Herman with her girlfriends. And she's like, well, let's find it. We found this farm that had sat empty for 20 years. And let's see how to go. She found it on Sunday, and I think I owned it by Wednesday.
Wow. Wowee. That is awesome.
So it's totally her fault. So she got me the cow, found the location. And then this morning she was going to come and do this interview, and she abandoned ship.
Why?
Oh, we have a sick granddaughter.
How the hell was a granddaughter? This is my radio show here.
No, I'm
all kidding.
So I absolutely understand that. That's what I thought of that.
So can I ask a question? Do you do any grated cheeses of any kind? Like, do you make a Pecorino Romano by any chance?
No, we get close to it. Well, as a cheese maker, you're really interested in making a cheese that is in place. So, we're not just a cheese maker. We have huge biases built in. We have Jersey cows, or Jersey cows give the richest milk. And then we say, okay, we bought a farm that had been empty for 20 years, so we'd have a native grass pasture, because what the cows eat flavors the milk, which in turn flavors the cheese. So you have all these little beautiful biases built in, and then you get to be a cheesemaker, and you learn about all these cultures that they can be put in, and you add these cultures, and so you get to make it up. So every cheese that we have, it's kind of a cheese dictated by the area we're in. Like, we make a Jersey Jack, which is a Monterey Jack style cheese, except Monterey is fat controlled and young. And I tell everybody the same goofy joke. I'm neither one of these things, so neither is the cheese. But that Monterey Jack cheese was developed because of all of the grass-based beef that gets produced in our area. Because just like you put a nice slice of butter on that steak, if you put that cheese on it, you get that same kind of a feel. And that's that bias that we built in. And we're like, okay, now we're in wine territory. So we built cheeses around wine. And then I happen to be a Gouda or a Gouda lover. So we make a Gouda cheese.
I like Gouda.
So these are, Tom, are these all natural colors?
Yeah, these are all natural colors. We don't add anything. You're talking
great.
about.
That's a great question, Ken.
We're talking about milk. And then we're talking about cheese cultures and a rennet. That's all we've got in there. And then we have salt. And we're even biased about the salt. We don't add salt to the cheese. We brine all of our cheeses.
Wow.
So the fat in the cheese kind of talks to the salt and decides how much to go in. So if it's too salty for you, you have to talk to the cheese. You can't talk to the cheese maker.
Did you say Jersey cows?
Jersey cows.
Is that New Jersey cows?
Or the island of Jersey cows in off the coast of England and France.
Oh, got it.
Right. Well, see, and our cows have a nice lineage. We have Jersey cows got developed in the English coast. I'm trying to get over the New Jersey talk.
Sorry.
Tom, he's from New Jersey.
So I was.
I knew.
I know. I was
Tom,
trying to ignore him because I was
there-
like, okay, I got it.
I'm sitting there watching Jersey cheese. I read that. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Here we are.
Here goes Vic.
Because those cows wouldn't moo. They would go, whoa.
Whoa. Well, they do that sometimes. Jersey cows are famous for their behaviors.
So now I got to ask all the Italian questions. So no Pecorino Romano.
No.
Mozzarella, you make mozzarella?
We make mozzarella for ourselves, and then I teach a mozzarella class and teach how to make it fresh. So we actually go and milk the cow that morning and take fresh mozzarella. By that afternoon, we're having mozzarella out of it.
Wow, now that's nice.
Provolone?
We have not. It is on our list. We have a list of cheeses that my son and I want to do, but it takes us about 2 years to develop a nice cheese recipe.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to give you a cheese that you can taste, it's familiar, but yet it's different, because you don't want to be able to go to Walmart or whoever else is buying it. So you want to come to this cheesemaker, because cheese is something that used to be specific in time and in place.
Yeah.
Where, I laugh about it, because when I moved out here, I was talking to some friends in Herman, and they're like, why? And then I discovered that one of the old mayors of the town of Herman was the doggone cheesemaker, Mr. Baker. And I was like, you had a cheesemaker?
You think he'd be a baker?
You think? I think his family might have been. But, and the same thing with Owensville, where I'm at, is Owensville had a cheesemaker in town. Now, they were old Germans, and so it was all German cheese. We thought at the beginning of our experiment that we would be going closer to German cheeses and stuff like that. But that's not the taste buds of today. So we're trying to match that great Norton wine and everything else that we have out there.
Well, Tom, doing what Vic just did, do you get a lot of requests from people saying, hey, could you come up with a cheese like X, Y, or Z? Like you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we have like 3 or 4 cheeses right now and then I also brought a meat sausage that makes sense. So other producers are out there, other food producers are out there. So we want to work with them. So we work with a couple of the wineries, and we make a stained glass cheddar. So we'll actually make a full fat cheddar cheese and put wine in it. And
love it.
The Norton wines and stuff like that are fantastic. And then we also we just introduced a new cheese yesterday. And so that's kind of fun. It's we call it Boozy Betsy. Boozy Betsy. Let me get it right. So it is a cheese that we're working with Red Ox Distillery, and we're putting their whiskey and bourbon in the cheese.
Jeez.
Okay, so Boozy Bessie.
See, you
cheddar,
can't even say it. My son named it, and I'm trying to get used to it.
That's great. Cheddar kissed by whiskey and thyme, and the ingredients are very, very, very short.
Right.
I love that.
Well, and the reason and then we also, and I brought along one of our Käsenkreiner sausages, which is a cheese sausage. It's a German sausage, except what we did is that we put cheese cultures in the meat, and we work with out of New Melly, Bavarian Smokehouse. And we actually then end up putting our Haude or our Gouda cheese into that sausage as well. So it's a traditional German sausage cheese.
So I don't want to run out of time here, Tom.
So I'm talking too much, right?
No.
That's perfect.
I just want to make sure we get some stuff in just to help you. And help
Okay.
us. So I'm going to ask 2 questions and 1 question. So you can go up to Owensville and see you up there, right?
Absolutely.
See the cows. Can you see the cows?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
The cows show up at the right time. You can milk the cows. I'm always looking for help.
You can milk the cows?
we may show up. I'm not kidding.
Doesn't that hurt them? Remember that League of Their Own?
Yeah.
Doesn't that hurt them?
They love it.
But can you order like online? And
Yeah, we order online. It's coolcowcheese.com, and we'll ship cheese. And then if you want to go over to Tower Grove or whatever else on a Saturday morning, that's where we are.
Oh, I had no idea.
So yeah, you can, get a little taste and everything else. My son shows up very early on Saturday mornings and has cheese. And then he also rotates, like this Saturday, he's having fresh cheese curds. So we do flavored cheese curds and everything else.
Oh my God.
And I've got a few cheese curds in the other room for you guys to try before since we don't have to talk.
What do you call it when you have the cheese on the board? What's that called?
A charcuterie board, I think.
Stupid word, right? Admit it.
An impossible word.
Stupid word.
It must be French. It must be French.
Right. All the stupid words are French. Now, right in front of you, Ken, is that cheese right there? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that big piece, it's a big piece of cheese, right?
This is a round of cheese. This is our typical rounds of cheese. I like to bring it around because this is a natural color of cheese. We didn't add any color to it. Cheese that's orange or something else, I'll add carrot juice or whatever else to it. We don't do that. All cheese comes from the color from grass. And then it's also what I call a natural rind. So in other words, you don't see any wax, you don't see any plastic on it or anything else like that. So we actually have our own cheese cave / room that we age our cheese in, and we let it go. And so we age on hardwood shelves and everything else. In fact, I should tell you our little secret amongst ourselves that we exactly.
I'm listening.
When we started, we opened up the cheese cave, put our shelves out, wetted them all down, and got the natural flana from Owensville. Kind of like what you would get for sourdough bread to grow on the on the shelves, and that's what helps age the cheese and makes the rind completely dense.
How cool is that?
So what does that taste like, that cheese right there? Compared to American cheddar, what does it taste like?
Okay, this is not a cheddar. This happens to be a Halta cheese. So we import our cultures from Europe to get an authentic farmer's Gouda cheese versus an American Gouda.
Oh, okay.
So it's really a Halta cheese, got that G's and H. So we're looking for that farmer's cheese. That's every cheese that we have. We're looking for that angle of how do we make it a little different, a little more unique. We want you to have it taste like our Havarti. We only make Havarti in the springtime when the grass is really green and the dandelions are blooming and things like that. And now you'll get the first taste of Havarti. You'll get that real Havarti taste that you taste, but then it's a little more rugged on top of that whole thing.
I don't think people realize what goes into cheese, starting from the cows, what kind of grass they eat. People don't think about that when they're enjoying whatever that word is,
charcuterie board. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? They just eat it.
No, you don't think about it. But then if you become a cheeseaholic, I think that I could be definitely in that path.
Yeah.
I could so be in that path.
I could be on that path.
Oh God.
But you start trying it, and then you're like, oh, okay, this cheese is a little different. And I really think what's fun is you get into the cheese world, just like there's a Jersey cow world and a cheese world and a whatever world. You get into there, and they talk about whether you had too much cow effort or too much cheesemaker effort. Right. If it's too rugged, then they'll say there's too much cow in this cheese. If it's too refined, then they'll say there's too much cheesemaker. So you're looking for that perfect balance between those two things. And I don't know if my son has achieved his perfect balance, but he's got a lifetime to try it.
Right.
And every cheese batch changes for every season, how the weather is.
Kind of like wine.
That's science.
Absolutely.
Right there.
It is science. Like if you look at the Boozy Bessie cheese, it is a wider cheese, okay? And that's because the cows were eating hay and not eating fresh grass. So we started it on hay because we wanted a cheese that we could make early spring, and that's the cheese that we do. Right.
Getting back to Ken's question about natural colors, because obviously, the dyes have been a big story in the news lately. Get the dyes out of the Fruit Loops.
Right.
So this is exactly how cheese. After it's made, this is exactly how it looks.
That's it.
Right.
No dyes, no anything.
Right. And I think that's the story that we all should have, is that
I agree.
Eat local, eat less dyes, all those kinds of things. I tell everybody in the world that the grain and everything else we feed our cows are produced by my local farmers. My neighbor makes it. So it's how you support your whole
community effort.
How you really support a farmer is you've got to support the whole group. Just because this is the consumer piece of it doesn't mean that I'm not supporting everybody along the path.
There's so much to the world that I haven't seen. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I grew up in urban, area.
Oh, so then you need to come out. We have a bed and breakfast. We have a bed and breakfast in the hayloft.
Oh my God.
I'd
love to come out. You want it? Are you ready for this? I'd like to come out and milk a cow. Would that be okay?
Oh yeah. Every time somebody comes out the bed and breakfast, and 9 times out of 10, I find them in the dairy parlor with me. And then I will tell you this: I'm a sadist. I think if the cow has an accident on you, then you're getting baptized, and I will giggle. You may be upset, but I'm still gonna laugh.
Tom, you must videotape it if he does that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, I can't hear you guys. You're breaking up. I can't hear you. CoolCowCheese.com. Tom, thanks so much for coming up. Tom Blatchford from M&T Cool Cow Cheese.
And
pleasure to meet you.
And
Thank
the
you.
cheese looks very rich, by the way. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, I love
full
it.
cream, good Jersey cows.
All right, listen, thank you.
No, we're okay.
Thanks so much for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Kenny and I will see you Monday. Tom, we're going to come up. I'm going to come up with my wife. We're gonna
Please do.
Yeah.
We'd really love it.
All right. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Want to hear the best kept secret in St. Louis? Steph's Pizza. We're not afraid to compare squares. According to our customers, we have the best St. Louis style pizza anywhere, and we can't disagree. Dine in, pick up, or delivery in St. Peter's, St. Charles, Lake St. Louis on Pond Fort Trail, and the original Stephanitas in O'Fallon on Veterans Memorial Parkway. Check us out at Steph'sPizza.com. Steph's Pizza. We're not afraid to compare squares.
You and I might have something in common: back pain. I can tell you where I go for help. Esquire Sports Medicine, the spine of St. Louis. They can put athletes back on the field so they can clearly help us. Esquire Sports Medicine, hands-on chiropractic help on Big Bend, just north of Highway 40. 314-644-0885. EsquireSportsMedicine.com. EsquireSportsMedicine.com.
JC's Wayback Machine.
Great forgotten songs from the 90s, 80s, and 70s, and our A-list interview with Roger Daltrey on the 28th anniversary of The Who performing Quadrophenia out of Riverport. Plus Beatles, Motown, and the Great Disco Debate, a great chapter in American music history or pure evil. Saturday night, 6 till 9, brought to you by the Weber Automotive Group.
It's JC's Wayback Machine. Every Saturday night, 6 to 9. News Talk STL. KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Belfast, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. As rescue workers continue searching for flood victims in Texas. On the Salem News program, this week on Capitol Hill with Tony Perkins. Texas Congressman Chip Roy says people in his state are holding up with strength and prayer.
We accept and we grieve, but we move on. And, you know, there was that image that was obviously created that someone circulated of those little girls wearing Camp Mystic T-shirts, racing to be embraced with Jesus. And, you know, I think that tells you the perspective of people here. And it runs deep in Texas, as it does in so many places in the country, but particularly in Texas, particularly in the South. People have perspective.
Meantime, the Salem Media, parent company of SRN News, is rushing emergency relief supplies to Texas through the Christian nonprofit organization Food for the Poor. More information on donating is available on the talk show website, hughhewitt.com. President Trump will be in Texas to assess the catastrophic flooding that has killed at least 120 people. The president plans to tour affected areas by air, meet first responders, and also speak with